What's up, out there? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Waffle House. We are back in the Waffle House. Sunday night football is done for the most part, and yeah, man, this is the 500 subscriber show. So we're back, and we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. Yep. So there we go. Big up to everybody in the chat. Quadra says full-time Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur. Aston Villa 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks for West Ham because it looks like they will be going down. Tottenham are finally winning games. And then West Ham have to play us. So yeah, man, it looks like West Ham will be going down, unfortunately. So big up to Quadra. Big up Gooner Rican TV, the legend in the chat. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back, mate. Yep. Big up, guys. Gooner, I lost my parlay because of it. I'm not going to talk about betting. But sorry to hear that, but I'm not going to talk about it. Like I said, my channel, I'm not talking about betting, drinking, or smoking, none of that stuff. So big up, though. If you want to chat, talking to chat, that's cool. But I'm not going to be reading it out because I don't want to talk about betting. So big up. No disrespect. But big up, Blacks. Big up, Gooner Rican and chat. Listen that word. Happy 500. Big up. Big up, Quadra and Mateo. So, yeah, this is the 500 show. I thought I'd just have a chat with the community. Because it's been a while since we just, had a chat. I do have a banner just for people who are new to this. This is not an Arsenal show. This is not an Arsenal show. So, yeah, I'm not talking about Arsenal. I'm not talking about what's going on. The only thing we talk about that's Arsenal related are books and kits. Other than that, we're not talking about that. So if you're new to the Waffle House, don't come talking anything Arsenal because I'm not responding to it. I ain't reading it out. All right, this is something different. But anyway, back to kind of everything. Yeah, man, it's the 500 show. And as I promised Chrome, I do have cake. My wife was not feeling well, so she wasn't able to bake. So I went and got iced Madeira cake, which I will be having for the first time. I don't know if package is the way to go, but I did promise if we reach the 500, then we'd have cake. So we're going to have cake. So when Prom gets in the building, if he ever comes in here, we'll have cake. And if he doesn't, we'll eat it anyway. So, yeah. Big up Quadra said, congratulations. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, we getting there slowly and surely. So that's better. Yeah, we getting there slowly and surely. I'm trying to make this thing like, there we go. I'm trying to make it like a pink. So that's easy to read. There you go. But yeah. He said, just eat it. Everybody wants to eat. Yeah. So yeah, man, just talking about the channel. Like I said, it was something that I just started. I'm like the rest of the dudes. Like I just started something to have a chat. It was mostly because I was seeing people have opinions, and I'm very opinionated about life. But like just being in the comments and talking and hearing people waffle and say just off the wall stuff. Like for me, I just had to say something. It's just in me to say something. And some people, like when you get in their comments, they don't read the comments. You can't really have a debate. And that's why I made my channel, man. I made my channel to have debates, to give my point of view, and to just talk to like-minded people. And, when I started, dude, I remember starting, I had 35 subscribers and I was nervous. I started on my iPhone and I'm talking like I've got 5 million subscribers. But if you guys knew like and some of you do, some of you have been here from day one, but if you guys knew the journey that I've taken and kind of speaking on screen and just speaking in general. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. When I first started, I was nervous. And you guys know the story, man. I went on Curtis Shaw member stream, and bro, I was on my cell phone in my office, and it was echoey, and I was just on the member stream having a conversation, and yeah, man, I was just like, man, I'm thinking about starting a channel. He was like, just go for it, bro. Just go for it. So I started in a corner of my room with my iPhone, and I did pre-recorded videos. And yeah, those got a couple views, like 10 views, which I thought was amazing. Like 10 people actually sat and watched me. And I had this thing where I would just pop in chats and I would do my pre-recorded videos, and people were like, "Oh, when you gonna live stream?" And I was nervous, man. I was nervous for live streaming because I didn't think that, I didn't think that people would want to look at me. People would want to pay attention. So I was like, there's, once I hit X amount of people, then I'd start live streaming. And then like I just kept having conversations. People like, if you don't do it now, you're never gonna do it. So I started live streaming. I started using OBS, and then OBS was doing my head in. It was I couldn't interact how I wanted. So I broke down and paid for StreamYard, and now here we are, 500 subscribers. 515. So yeah. Taylor says, congrats. Thank you so much. Anyway, it's going to big you up. Thank you. Very terrible day. F Villa and peace, man. Have a good night, Mateo. Wish you all the best. But yeah, man, it's just coming from 35 subscribers to 500 and I think 16 is what I have now. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot for me. It means a lot to me, man. It's a good feeling to hear that people want to actually listen to me, that people actually, care to hear what I have to say. And like I told you guys, man, for me, it's not about monetization. It's not about, hitting X amount of hours. It's not about hitting X amount of subs. I just like talking about my interests. I like talking about Arsenal. I like talking about kits. I like talking about, a lot of things. And these shows, as I told you guys, these shows are not Arsenal shows, right? They're not. This isn't an Arsenal show. This is a show for us to just think about other things besides Arsenal. Talk about other things besides Arsenal, because we have enough stress. We have enough stress watching our team. And if you're not an Arsenal fan, we need a break, right? We need a break. From everything. We need a break from just the season. It's tough. It is mentally draining. And that's what this show is. I like to have a conversation. Let me get back into the comments. Big up AFC always. It said congrats on the 500 subs. Thank you so much. Big up Rob Future. Big up, man. Congrats on the 500. Even though you're Sevilla and I'm Batiste. Rob, are you the guy who was on with me on that stream I did on Gianni's? Let me see. I don't think I have it, actually. I thought I had it. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm back. My bad. I was looking for something and I don't have it, which I'm sad about. But I have returned. My bad. Thank you for sticking by. The 8 of you. Big up the dark side says congratulations. Thank you so much. Another guy I've shared the screen with. And that's what this stream is gonna be, man. Just me bigging up the people that I've shared the screen with. So Rob, I've shared the screen with him because it's me to show you the book, which I'm appreciative of. I do appreciate the book because I love a good book. As I told you guys, I will be doing a book club, so I got books like 89. Books like and of course, the first book we're reading for the book club, the Arsenal book, Fever Pitch. So yeah, we will be doing that. That's something I have in the pipeline. And I do want to read, man. First off, I gotta be a better reader, right? I'm a good reader, but as you guys have been saying in the comments, bro, sometimes I just like skip over words because my brain's just looking at it faster. But yeah, man, that's things that I plan to do. Bigging up Dark Side. Rob bigging up Dark Side and Fever Pitch, the Arsenal classic. Yeah, it's a book that it's one of the first books that I've read, and I told the story. If you're new here, I told the story. This is the one that was gifted to me by people who work at the Emirates, and I had them sign it to me, just because there were a couple guys I had a conversation with, and they brought me out this book, and it means a lot, man, for real Arsenal fans from donkeys years ago to gift me something as an Arsenal fan who's only been an Arsenal fan for a decade, which, you know, seems like a short time. But you know, things seems like a short time. But yeah, it's a long time in my life. I've been married for 11 years, so I've been an Arsenal fan nearly as long as I've been married, which to me is a long time. But yeah, and Rob, I just wanted to show you. This is what I was looking for. My wife brought it to me. I did get this book, and it's the next book I'm going to be reading. I'm currently reading Sober, Tony Adams. I read Addicted, so I'm finishing off with Sober. And then this is the next book that I'm reading before I start doing the book club. But yes, this is a book you recommended, and I'm excited to read it because, as you know, I got the Sevilla in the back. But yeah, I love a good book. And then the Born AFC, Rob, me and him are gonna have a conversation about Fever Pitch. Once we kind of read it, because I do, want conversations. I want conversations about, lived experiences. That's the one thing I love. Hearing Arsenal fans, just fans in general. Like I said, I've got that book. I've also got Jose Mourinho's book, which you'll go through. We do have a Chelsea fan in here. We've got Brian, the Chelsea fan. So I want to go through Jose Mourinho's book and just hear experiences about Chelsea. Like this is an everybody show, man. Yes, we love Arsenal. Yeah, we love Sevilla, but it's an everybody show. It's an everybody channel, man. Like I just want to talk about football, whether that's American football, whether that's football. That's what I want to talk about. So yeah. What else? I got a lot on my mind, man. I'm so gassed with 500 subscribers, man. And I already didn't say this before. Where are my manners? But I appreciate everyone who helped me get to 500. And people might look at 500 and be like, bro, that's tiny. But that means that 500 people decided they wanted to listen to me talk about Arsenal. And some of them may just subscribe to me. Some of them may listen. Some of them may not. But it's just the fact that 5 people took time out of their day to click the subscribe button. And I've gotten videos with 800 views. I've gotten video with 200 views. You know what I'm saying? To me, that means everything. That people give up their time But it's something I never expected, man. It's something I never expected for me to be here talking about something I enjoy, something I love, and people to actually resonate with that and be around. So yeah, man, it's amazing. As I said, I've always got props for everyone who's let me on their channel. Shane, Views, Dark Side, Gianni, BBK. I think that's the 5 actually. I think. Oh, who was the first person? Kershaw. Kershaw was the first person I did a stream with, the member stream. I've done a stream with Dark Side, which I enjoyed. Gianni's funny because Gianni's an Arsenal fan, but he's Italian, so he's very passionate and very being like, you know, in Chicago and being Italian, just very straightforward, which I love. BBK is funny because he's Caribbean and he's also in the army, so he's got that straight shooter type deal, which I enjoy. Shane, just all the guys that I've been around, like Shane, View, you know, Uncle Views. I call him Uncle Views. You know, these guys, they just say, and you know, Waffle Don as well. Let me not forget Waffle Don. Let me not forget Tony Cloud. I've been on his show as well. Waffle Don I do on Mondays. Yeah, man, just people allow me on their shows who got thousands of subscribers, and I got, you know, at that time I had like 200 or 300, just allowing me to grow. So I appreciate it. And Rob says, yeah, YouTube is a beat of me. Pushes my vids to like 50 people each time, despite a consistently high click-through rate. Bro, one thing that I've learned with YouTube, man, the one thing that I've learned with YouTube is it's unpredictable, and I don't know what's going on. Like I see people who are just waffling and saying nothing of substance. They get 1 million views, and I see people who have coherent statements and, you know, they're putting things together, and then you look at their views and you're like, bro, you're not getting any views. And like, to me, that's crazy. It's crazy to me. So it's wild to me, bro. It's wild to me how YouTube works. That's better, actually. Yeah, it's I stopped looking at click-through rate. I stopped looking at all that other stuff because there was a point like early in my YouTube journey, like with thumbnails. Right, I realized that I was doing too much with thumbnails. I realized that I was putting too much like in the thumbnail, and people, we live in like a microwave society, man. So everybody wants to do things like it wants to be quick. They want everything quick. They want it to be like bite-sized information they can take and go. And you know, I was trying to just fit things in there. I was trying to just do random things, and I couldn't figure out what was working, man. I won't lie to you, I couldn't figure out what was working, and it was honestly stressing me. It was honestly stressing me. So yeah, man, for me, it was a lot. It was a lot to me. So I just went with what felt great. I went with what felt right to me. Yeah, I went with what felt right to me, and that's what I got. Now, the thing that I'm looking at now, you know, as you guys have seen, I have changed the logo, and I just want to, maybe I can go through what the logos look like while I have them. But yeah, even the logo, bro. My logo on my channel has evolved. Like when I first started, I wish I could show you guys the iterations of logos that I went through. Like it was so hard to put stuff together. That was before ChatGPT, because everybody was using ChatGPT, and I was like, I can use ChatGPT, and then I used it to help, but I had my own idea, and I put my own things together, and I just needed it to put it together for me in a way that matched my vision. But let me see if I can find them. The first couple logos that I had, because it was basic, man. The first couple logos I had were very kind of, I mean, I wanted the Puerto Rican flag in there, and I wanted, the whole Gooner Rican thing. I wanted Miami in there, and eventually, the thing that I've learned about YouTube is simple works. Simple does work. Like, you don't want to get too cluttered. You don't want to get too over the top, because you lose people. Like, and it's not transferable. And then you get to a point where it's kind of like, you don't also want to be too basic. You don't want your logo or your brand to look like it was from Paint, or it's just Chat GPT. People like authentic things. People like, an authentic feel. And I wanted something that felt authentic, but also didn't look like I drew it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that I worked on. It's one of the things I tried hard to fix. And I think eventually I got there. The logo that I have now, in the one in the corner is like a simplified version, which is like a watermark, which I'm going to start using. But yeah, big up Jack. Big up Jack. And Jack says that kit looks sick. What is it? This one behind me, this is Sevilla. I want to say it's last year's third kit. It's either last year's third kit or the year before's third kit. But yeah, the pattern is like the Farrier pattern. And this is one. I love Sevilla. So Jack, you're here. It's great. As I said, I'm waiting. Hopefully Prom shows up. And we're gonna have our 500 cake. And if he doesn't, then he'll have it on the playback. But Jack says, I like it. It's dope. And Rob said, it's a Sevilla kit. It's crap. Rob's a Batiste fan, and he hates it because it's fly. And that's fine. It's okay. Everybody can't be from the nice part of town. You know what I'm saying? Some people got to be from that part of town. No, but I love Sevilla, though. For real. I lived in Spain for a couple years, and I tell the story, man. I love Spain. And if it weren't for Brexit, I would be in Spain right now. I went to university in the UK with aim to go live and work in Spain. And about a year in, Brexit happened. I'm like, brusky, why? And yeah. Jack says, Rob says, you're the posh boys with the working class heroes. I hear you. It used to be like that. I don't know if you've been over there lately, bro. But it all look the same, man. What is it? The Benito Villamarin Stadium. It's all right, man. Listen, I used to drive by it though, because if you're driving through Sevilla and you're on the way to Portugal, right? If you're driving like through Sevilla on the way to Portugal, there's a bridge coming back, and you can actually see the stadium from the bridge on that side of town, like going toward Portugal. But I got free tickets to Sevilla. And when I show you guys my kits, you'll understand. But yeah, I do know that, Rob, the Nervion was like the very posh bit. It's all like Sevilla and Betis is almost like Real Madrid and Atletico. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas Atletico, they're the couch, what is it? The mattress makers. And then Real, you know what I'm saying? They're royal. So it's kind of like that, Betis was very working class, and Sevilla was very posh. And now these days it's very similar. You've got just kind of a mixture of everyone, which I love. But I love Seville as a place. I will always have time for Seville, man. I love the place. It's amazing. It's a great place to live. And yeah, bro. Yeah, it's just I love it. And Rob says the Benito Villamarin Stadium upgrade looks crazy. The Sevilla one looks good as well. I remember when I first got to Sevilla, it looked like it was made in 1950, and they've done the whole outside, and they've got the colors and stuff, and they're planning to do even more. They're planning to do even more. So yeah, man, I'm very, very gassed for it. Give me 1 second. My fan is doing a madness. So I got the window closed, and the fan. I need the fan to circulate air so that it doesn't get too stuffy in here. But yeah, it was all over the joint, bro. So yeah. But yeah, I've seen the outside. I've seen the outside of the stadium, man. It looks nice. It looks nice. I love the Spanish grounds, man. I always got a soft spot for the Spanish grounds. Because I love Spain. I real deal love Spain, bro. Spain is one of my favorite places that I've been. I've been to the Canary Islands. I've been to Barcelona, Madrid, Granada, Malaga, Sevilla, Jerez, Cadiz. Like, I've even been to Gibraltar. I love the culture. And I love the vibes. So yeah, man. I always have a soft spot for Spain. Big up Southside says slot out. Yeah, man, get him out. Get him out of there. Losing Man United as well. Get that dude out of there. Big up Tyson Mitchell says evening. Big up Tyson. And you go there as Ingles Betico and they love it. Yeah, man. I would love to go back to, as I said, I've been to 3 Sevilla matches. I went Sevilla versus Cordoba in 20 when I got married, 15. So I had to have gone there in 2014. 2014, 2015 is when I went. I went to see Sevilla play Real Madrid at the Sanchez Pizjuan. And Ronaldo scored a hat trick. And then when we moved to Spain, I took my wife as well, and I can't remember who we were playing that day. I got a ticket stub somewhere. I've also been to the Vicente Calderon before it closed, before Atletico moved, and they were playing Villarreal, and it was a great experience. So I've been to a couple of Spanish matches, and I always love it. Rob says 100%, my man. My plan is to move there soon. Yeah, bro, I would love to move back to Spain. Would love it. To be fair, the Sanchez Pizjuan is a cool ground. It is, man. It's right there in the middle. You got the little mall bit in front of it. You can get you a Burger King and then go down to the stadium, have cheap beer. It's lovely, man. I enjoy it. I love it. It is absolutely one of my favorites. I went to the game at Benito Villamarin when Sevilla relegated Betis after a ridiculous red card. Utter madness. Never seen a stadium go. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? I love England, but I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The atmospheres be dead. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to Saints games, and it's more like you're just watching football. Like it sounds crazy, but it's more like you're just there to watch football. Whereas when and you'll know, Rob, when you go to like European football, it is an event. It's like it's everyone's having a good time. They're singing the entire time. Win, lose, drop, like the people are up for it. And I've gone to the Emirates where we've lost the match, bro. You could hear heartbeats in the crowd, like, you know what I'm saying. I've gone to, as I said, Saints matches, and it's just quiet. They're playing Man United and they're getting beat. You know what I'm saying, and it's just quiet. But I've gone to Sevilla matches and they've shouted, win, lose, draw. They're singing to each other. And this is something that you don't get, bro. It's something that you don't get unless you kind of live abroad and you've experienced that, in my opinion. But I like to hear your thoughts about it. You know, about your experience. But the only and you know, my Southampton mates would not want to hear me say this. The only place that I've been in England where it was like an atmosphere was non-league, because they're having a good time, and Fratton Park. Fratton Park, I mean, most of Fratton Park is them just like abusing the ref and the opponents. But it's an atmosphere. It's definitely an atmosphere. So I definitely enjoyed it. The first ladies in the chat again. I love the Spanish football atmosphere. It's so electric. It is, bro. It is. It's an amazing atmosphere. And it doesn't matter whether you go see Jerez play. It doesn't matter whether you're saying Mallorca or Real Madrid, Barcelona, Malaga, like they're jumping. And Rob says, even when we went down, we had 55K in that stadium proper. Palace is great. I did hear Palace's atmosphere. But yeah, there are few stadiums in the UK that kind of rock, like the European places. Let me just give me a second, find it. And then let me just, because I was talking about the logo, and I'll pull it up in a minute because I want to show you guys how much it's changed. Big up DG. Thank you for stopping by. Just because you know, I want to show you guys the logo just because I'm very proud of the growth and I want to share it. That's pretty much it. And that's what the Waffle House is. It's literally just me waffling. So if you guys stuck around and want to hear, and like I said, this is a community chat. If you guys want to ask me anything, absolutely anything, put it in the chat and we'll have a discussion. That's what the Waffle House is. Open discussion about pretty much anything. Mostly kits and experience, but yeah, it's a we love a kit around here, bro. We love a kit. The first one isn't pulling up, and I don't know why. I don't know why the first logo isn't pulling up. Let me just have a look. Oh, because it's a web image. How unfortunate. Well, I don't have the first one. This is one of the first ones I did. And I did this logo, and this was the logo you probably seen for a long time. The first one I ever did. See if let me see if I can show you guys, because it won't actually. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. But this is the one that I had for a long time. I liked it, but to me, it felt like it was kind of cartoony, and I wanted something that looked a bit more real, if that makes sense. And I wanted something that kind of represented me. So you got the Gooner Rican TV, you got the Star, and you got a Canon, but it's kind of basic, bro. It's kind of basic. It's something that, you know, shows that it's me, but it's not really me, if that makes sense. So yeah, like I said, I want things that are transferable, things that, you know, people look at and they see that it's me. And if I can pull up this first one, I'll show you what it actually started out as. I'll send it to myself. But yeah, this was the second logo. And big up the comments. Sevilla Homeway kit is lit. I do like the Sevilla kits, and I will be showing the Sevilla kits. We're going through that as well. And Shane done an EGOT 50 Cent DIMP rap. Funny. Yeah, I'll check it out. Bro, I really want to have a conversation with that guy. And I know people kind of make fun of him because he kind of makes it easy. But I would really love to have a conversation with that guy. Just to kind of hear about his journey, how he became an Arsenal fan, you know, how he got into this life, basically, is what I want. Here we go. I got the first one. So this is the first ever Gooner Rican TV logo. It's the first one that I've done when I first started the channel, and I was doing kind of, you know, work with my iPhone in the background. I just wanted something that stood out. As you can see, the red, white, and blue is kind of the theme because Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? If you guys been with me, you guys know that I'm big Puerto Rican. I've got the sign right here, if you can see. It's right here. Right there, actually. Underneath. So Puerto Rico is very big to me. But I didn't want it to be too over the top. I wanted it to kind of resonate with everybody. And so this is the first thing I came up. It was the most basic of like me just putting thoughts into AI and saying go. Tyson said, "Cyrus pulled away as soon as I messaged. Hope I didn't miss anyone, man." Nah, man, you good. Just me waffling, right? DG said, "Gooner Rican, you won't get any sense out of EGOT." Maybe not. I'm just curious. But this was the first logo. And it was basic, bro. It's just something that to get me out there to kind of show like, oh, I'm an Arsenal fan, got the Puerto Rican joint. Here we go. And then the second logo, I wanted the star to be more Puerto Rican. So if you guys don't know, the Puerto Rican national team have changed their badge. Their badge is just a star and FPF, which their badge I'm kind of a fan of, but kind of not, because it's a star, you know, and we're not a big nation. Like, I feel like you need a little bit something else to say it's Puerto Rico, but because we ain't made the World Cup, you know, we're not thereabouts. I don't think it's that big a deal yet. But I would like something more, man. I would like something, you know, something unique, but something more. I want something more to tell than the star, if that makes sense. But I added the star, and it looks kind of similar to the first one, darkened a little bit. But then I was like, you know, we hit 500, and we're gonna take this. I mean, I've been taking this thing seriously, but if we're gonna become a bigger channel, like that looks like it was made on clip art, like that's something that, you know, kind of, it looks like I did on a computer, and that's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want something a little more out there, a little more marketable, if that makes sense. You know, something that people can see. So I had a deep think, and I wanted to keep the same kind of elements, but I wanted to make it more real. I wanted to make it more transferable. I wanted to make it something that if I ever felt like I could put on a football shirt, I could put on a hoodie, like, you know what I'm saying? So I came up with this. This is the new logo. If you haven't seen it, and it's got kind of all of the elements that I wanted. It looks like a football badge. You've got the white star for Puerto Rico. You've got the golden cannon. And then you've got the football with GR, you know, kind of in the middle, established 2025. It still looks a little bit cartoony, but it looks more like a thing. It looks more like something that I can have for a long time. I mean, the cannon does look a little bit more realistic, to be fair. But yeah, it's something I can have, something that when you see it, you know it's me. It's got all the elements, and I think it's very nice. On top of that, the first lady approved. You know, I asked her. Usually, my wife is lovely, but she is critical, and she would be the first one to tell me that looks like a child drew it, or I don't like this, I don't like that. And she's very good. Like, my whole wardrobe and stuff has changed due to my wife, because she's very good at sensing these things. And my aesthetic just in life has changed by being with her. So I showed it to her, and she said, "That's amazing." I was like, "Do you have anything negative to say? Like, is anything I could change?" She's like, "No, I love it." And that's what it became. So this is the new logo, Gooner Rican TV. You've seen it. And then, of course, as you see in the corner of this video, there is a logo without the wording. It's just the star, the cannon, and GR as kind of like a watermark. So that's what we've done. That's the logo bit. That's what I'm proud of. So we've gone from this to this, you know, to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Apples and oranges. Like, we're moving on up in the world. So that's one thing that I'm proud of. That's one thing I'm proud of with the whole channel. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys. And did you say the last one is nice? Yeah, that's what my wife said. And you know, she's a great judge of nice things. I mean, she married me, so she definitely got to be a great judge of things. But yeah, let me remove all these from the things. But yeah, there we go. Moving on. All right. So yeah, that's what I want to show you guys. And as promised, if you guys are still here, I've got the iced Madeira cake right here. Prom said he wanted to watch me eat cake on film. I mean, so I'll do it later on. But yeah, that's just that bit. So we've gone to 500. We've gotten a new logo. We've gotten new ideas. I told you guys that we are going to do a book club. I had a think about some of my shows. The Waffle House will remain the flagship show. I love talking about randomness. So I do have the Waffle House. I do have the Arsenal preview and review. The ammo check will be coming back at the end of the season. Just because the ammo check for me is going to be more of a fortnightly or monthly show. Just because I don't want to, like, to me, the ammo check is like, this is how the month has gone. This is how we're feeling about the Arsenal. So usually when something big happens, when something massive happens, we'll do an ammo check. What other shows do I have? The book club, ammo check. I have it in my brain. The pop-up show. The pop-up show is literally what it means. I do the pop-up show because I usually have a topic that's just I'm burning to talk about, and I don't want to do, like, it's usually something I just want to talk about specifically. I've done shows about, you know, Arteta being the right manager. I've done shows about kind of what is it? I've done a show Arteta, Odegaard being captain. Will we win anything? Just shows like that, stuff off the top of my head. That's what I got. And Sonny says, what's the first book again? So if you guys haven't seen, the first book that we're going to be reading in the Gooner Rican book club will be Fever Pitch. This is just the one that I have. the kind of hybrid one. But I will be reading from this one. This is going to be the first book. And what the book club is just going to be me actually reading chapters. You know, it actually has breaks. So this one has kind of breaks in it, and I'll see how I'll break it up because I don't want to sit here and bore you guys to death. But we will be doing it kind of every week if I can. So because this book is like the Arsenal book. It's like one of the biggest books associated with Arsenal. So we will be doing this one. I will be reading this. It'll be a read along. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a read along. I will probably start that one possibly next week. I'm trying to solidify a day. The summer period is coming up at work, and I told you guys to work for the NHS. Summer is when people usually don't get as sick. You know, it's a time where the NHS, for lack of a better term, slows down. So I will be able to kind of have more time to stream. And I've got a lot of, transfer tangos coming back. And I'll be doing the book show. But I do want to start it, man, because I just want to talk so much about Arsenal. I want to read about Arsenal. So as I told you, we'll start with that book. And then the second book will probably be this one, The Frying Pan of Spain, because I'll do one Arsenal, one Sevilla, and then one Arsenal. So I'll probably do something like 89 after. And then I'll do Sir Alex Ferguson after that. And then I'll do, Invincibles. And then I'll do Jose Mourinho. And we just keep it going, bro, because I want to learn about the sport, not just Arsenal, just the sport in general. And books is how you do it. So big up Views. Thank you for stopping by. The legend that is Views on Sports. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, make sure you stop. He's got really good shows, not just about football. He's got shows about, the gang culture and almost like documentary type deals where he just kind of talks about things. And it's very interesting to see, like, the gang culture, the rap culture, and how they kind of intermingle. So go check that out. But big up Views. Big up Pito, my resident Puerto Rican Portuguese. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. And Tyson, bigging up Views. Views saying salute to Tyson. And Rob says, this is the right thing. I had to learn about Arsenal history from a book. These men now have the net and still no FR. This is the thing that I say. Rob. I feel like the internet has made us kind of dumber as a society because you've got all of this information at your fingertip and people don't choose to actually look at anything. They don't look up anything. Everything's at your fingertip for you to do the reading, and you'd rather be sheep. You'd rather just go. And you can look at, sports. You can look at politics, all of that. People just do what other people are doing. No one actually sits down and says, I want to read. I want to read and find out and form my own opinions. No one does that anymore. So yeah, that's just how I feel about society. It's not just Arsenal fans. It's society as a whole, man. The internet has made us kind of dumb. Which is why I'm trying to do more education. Like, I want to have, the Gooner Rican book club, because there's things I don't know about Arsenal. There's things I don't know about football. I don't know everything. But if I read with you guys, and this is, like I said, I'm a sociologist, I'm a psychologist. That's what my degrees are in. And I like hearing about experience because you guys might have a viewpoint that I didn't experience, something that I might not know about the club. I might read about, something Arsenal, and you said, man, I remember that. Or I might read something about Sevilla. Oh, I remember hearing that on the radio. I might hear this or that. Sir Alex Ferguson, he's like, yeah, dang, I didn't know that's what he meant. Like, I didn't know that's why he did this. And that's how you increase your knowledge, right? Look at, and I said I won't talk about Arsenal, but Arsenal, when we use Arsenal as an example, Van Persie. People were so upset with Van Persie. He's a snake, he's a pagan, he's this. And then come to find out later on that he went there to say, how are we going to progress the club? And they said, we just care about financials. Now, going to Manchester United was probably the wrong thing. But if you want to win the title and you want to stay in England, you know what I'm saying? So you can't, fault those guys. Cesc Fabregas, he's a snake. He left. But he tried to come back. And Wenger said no. But you don't know these things unless you read, unless you do your own history. You just go along and be like, oh, he's a snake. He's terrible. He never wanted to come back to Arsenal. He did us dirty. No, you learn the truth by doing your own reading, by doing your own research, by reading different viewpoints. So that's why I want to start the book club. So I want to learn something from the book itself, but I also want to learn things from you guys. That's it. So big up. DG said bigging up views. Quadra bigging up views. My viewers forever. Views bigging up Quadra. Subscribe to Rob Future, please do. We had a very good chat on Johnny's call-in show. I have to get back on one of those, but Johnny likes to have his shows like BBK. Johnny and BBK like to have their shows at like midnight my time, and I'm a grandpa. Like, I'm only up right now at 10 o'clock because I don't have work tomorrow. It's a bank holiday, so I'm up as long as you guys want to have a chat. But if I had work tomorrow, guarantee this would have been at 7 o'clock my time. It'd be done by 9. I'd have taken a shower, put on the jammies, and been out of there. But that's what I'm saying. DG saying Emirates let us down. Come on, yeah, bro. But Emery's focused on the Conference League, Europa League. That's what he's focused. I'm thirsty, but yeah. Tyson said, agree with that. It's turning brains off. Yeah, bro. We've become so accustomed to just watching and having celebrities tell us something and us believe that. Like, when do celebrities become the voice of everyone? Right? When did we stop actually listening to the people around us? You know what I'm saying? The experts. Like, you look at some of the celebrities and you're like, how are you saying this? And then you look at the experts who say no. And because the celebrity said something, it's truth. And the expert's saying, that's not true. That's not how it works. And we say, what does he know? He's not as famous as this. Like, fame equals intellect and knowledge these days. And no, man, I want to listen to the experts, right? And it's the thing that we saw. And once again, talking about the Arsenal fan base. Like, Tony Adams came out and had a comment. And he was talking about being a captain. And people got on, oh, he's a terrible manager. This, that. He's a nobody. He's a has-been. He's this, he's that. And it's like, yes, but he's an expert about being a captain because he was a captain on winning sides. He's an expert. But because he's not popular, because he's not, the super Arteta lover, then people slate him. And that's weird, bro. I'd rather trust a guy who's been there and done that than a guy who hasn't. Because the guy who hasn't is popular. It's weird. So that's why we're doing reading, bro. We got to get back to our roots when it comes to football knowledge, Arsenal knowledge, and just sports knowledge in general. Peter said that's 100% the truth. The internet has dumbed down society. I agree, bro. Sub to Tyson. Yep. Rob's saying facts. All 19 of Views channels, make sure you go and subscribe to them. Right? I like Views, man. He's like a grumpy uncle, and I like it. Because he just says what he feels, man. And I respect people regardless. I'd rather you say how you feel and be grumpy than lie to me and be nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody to smile in my face and then pee on me and tell me it's raining. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the guy who's going to be like, I'm surly. This is how I feel. Okay, I respect that. And that's why I like View, man. He just says whatever he feels. Whether it's, politically correct or not, he says what he feels. He tries to be. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather somebody be themselves and be real than just kind of beat around the bush and be nice and then be stabbing you in the back. I ain't got no time for that, bro. But big up, man like Views. Big up. DD said, I didn't blame RVP. He went to Man United to the best manager at the time. Yeah, and that's what I said, man. Like, people have to understand. And I think maybe because I'm a sports fan, like, as a Miami fan, I've had a lot of hurt in my life. I love the Florida Marlins at the time. They're not the Miami Marlins, the baseball team. We won not the national championship. We won the World Series in 2003. I watched our best players go to two teams, the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox. Within 3 years, actually, let's say within 5 years, it wasn't the White Sox. It was the Detroit Lions. Where did Cabrera go? I think Cabrera he went to the Lions. So the Detroit Lions and the Boston Red Sox, right? I watched the Detroit Lions win the World Series with two of our best players. I watched Red Sox win the World Series with two of our best players. And we have not been to the World Series since. And that's how I got used to players just leaving and going to win other things. You know, I watched some of the best players that I loved go to other teams and win everything. And it's like, to me, it was like, bro, it sucks. But there's a point as an athlete when you have let's say you have a 10-year career. You'll play from, at max you'll have 15. Because you'll probably come in the league at 18. 28 is when you're like at your prime. By 33, you're probably out of there in most sports, especially American football. So, bro, if I'm sitting in a place for 6 years and we ain't winning, I want to be the best in my craft. I want to win all of the trophies. And this is the problem that we have. This is the problem that we have with Arsenal, right? And this is not an Arsenal show. This is not an Arsenal show, right? But it's something that I think about with Arsenal, something I think about with Sevilla. But players don't want to be in relegation battles. Players don't want to be in a place not winning anything. You know what I'm saying? And with Sevilla, I think it's tough. Because Sevilla, when we had that Europa League team, you then start watching guys go to bigger teams. You then start watching guys go win trophies up elsewhere. And it's kind of like gutting because you know that you're a feeder team. Like, look at Southampton. Look at their players. Like, yeah, it's great. And we would love, to help you guys stay in the league. But we can go to Liverpool. We can go to Arsenal. We can go to United and actually win trophies. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you have such a short career that you have to go and try to win things. That's just my opinion. I read that one. Big up Quasha. Dappins. Go subscribe to Southside. Yep. Rob says, plus it was kind of good learning from a book because it was scarce. With great glossy photos from way back, things are so available, it's lost its magic a bit. Yeah, man. I mean, it hasn't for me, but I get what you're saying because, like, even this, man, you got logo histories, which I can just find online. But you got Batiste. Like, I remember being a kid, and you're reading, and you actually get, you know what I'm saying? You get this, which I was in Spain when they won this Europa League, 2016. And that right there is El Capitan, Jose Antonio Reyes, may he rest in peace, which is why he became one of my favorite players. But yeah, bro, like, even in 89, like the 89 book, like, I love this stuff, bro. Like, pictures that you don't remember or you wouldn't have seen. Like, that's the joy of reading a book, man. Look at that. You can find all this online, but it's one thing to, like, read personal accounts and then you go in there and you read it and you feel it. So that's what I like. Big up to C-My Sports World. F. Unai Emery, go Nottingham Forest now, playing all the backups versus Spuds. Listen, Unai, it has he has his mind set on the Europa League. Because that's what's gonna get Villa into the Champions League. So I get it. Tyson says, I can't lie, I don't believe in celebrities. I don't watch TV. I don't really watch celebrity TV either, man. It's not for me. Like, there's people who just like hang on what all celebrities do. Oh, the celebrity did this. Bro, I don't care. I don't care about celebrities, man. I got my own life, so I feel that. Like, I like reading more than I like watching TV, to be fair. Especially reality TV. I ain't got time for reality. I don't care that much, bro. Quadra, big up to Dark Side. Yep, go subscribe to Dark Side. Always got time for that guy as well. Gonna do some game sevens here soon, playoffs. Which game sevens? NBA game sevens. I ain't watching the NBA because it's just too late for me, bro. I don't feel like staying up, to be fair. DG says Tony Adams is an Arsenal legend always, but the man's got a statue. I would rather listen to that guy who had a statue than a guy who wasn't even a great player when he was at the club. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we ain't getting into that because this is not an Arsenal show. I'm just saying. Gooner Rican, I think it's the April birthday thing. I first heard him and thought that bro was spitting bars from my own notepad. Yeah, man. Which bit are you talking about? This is the thing with me waffling, bro. I'll be forgetting what y'all be talking about. But big up. Are you talking about Tony Adams? Yeah. Tony Legend, Roddy Legend, Bergkamp Legend, Michael Thomas Legend, Rollcast Legend, Terry. Yeah, bro. Legends of the club, and I want to read about them. As I told you, I said because I got my books underneath my bench. Oh, okay. Tyson talking about views. Uncle Addison. Yeah, bro. He's an uncle. But like, I got Bergkamp. I got Rocky. I've got Invincible. Like, I got these guys, bro, and I want to read all about my club. Who else I got in here? I've got the Arsenal books, man, and we will be reading them. What else? Is that it? I think that's everything. Oh, no. I also have this one. Yeah. Love an Arsenal book. I got a lot. Let me get through some of these comments because they're coming in. I've lost more friends than I've kept because of it, though. But F them. I'm a Dolphins fan. Sucks, but maybe finally good management. Listen, C Moss, big up. Bro, being a Dolphins fan is tough. It's like being an Arsenal fan, which is why my wife, she only allows me to watch them fools one at a time. I can't. She won't allow me to do a Saturday where I watch Arsenal and a Sunday where I watch the Dolphins. It's not good for my health, and it's not good for my mental. So she'll be like, "You got to watch one or the other." I usually choose Arsenal. I will sneak and watch the Dolphins every now and then, but nah, bro, I can't do it because it's a lot. It's a lot to my mental health, and I've been a Dolphins fan since I was 6. I've been a Dolphins fan since I was 6, and I've had some good times. And you know what's crazy? I saw something pop up on Reddit where they were talking about when we scored 70 points, and they were like, "Oh man, where is this going?" I was like, "We didn't win anything. Like, yeah, we scored 70 points, but we didn't win. We didn't win anything, right?" So it was great to kind of feel. It was great to kind of feel that was going on. But at the end of the day, we didn't even make the playoffs. I don't think we made the playoffs that year. So, you know, we had a great game and we got nothing to show for it. And that's what hurts, bro. And that's the thing that I get with watching my teams. Like, it feels so good when you kind of win, when you kind of, you get 4 or 5 goals. But did you win anything? Did you get over the line? If you didn't, then I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying you've done all of this, slow playing. You've done I'm just tired, bro. It's so tired being and I just put on subscriber mode just because. Yeah. But big up. Yeah, it's tiring being a Dolphins fan, bro. And an Arsenal fan at the same time. I'm waffling. I'm sorry. Let me get back to your comments. Me Padres playing White Sox right now. I can't watch baseball either. The Marlins are just, but I do have this though. I do have that on my, I love it, but no, I can't do it. Said Pudge Rodriguez was the man, bro. I like Pudge. I like but that Marlins team, we was stacked. Dontrell Willis, AJ Beckett. We had Mike Lowe, Mr. Marlins himself, Jeff Conine. We had Miggy. We had a squad, bro. We had a squad. But yeah. Ozzie Guillen, rookie card. Yeah, bro. I went Baku and saw us lose to Chelsea, Drew. Yeah, man. And he got sacked. So it's crazy that he got sacked for that, but we haven't actually been to a final. But yeah. Rob Future said, you got it. Nice. I nearly finished it. Yeah, man. I've got so many books. Big up Fraley, popping in to say well gone. Thank you for stopping by. Seema said 1989 they made movies about real life drama. The football guys with us. George Graham, man. Yeah, man. And I've read the 89 book and I think I've seen the documentary as well. I have to rewatch it. Unai do Arsenal favor. That's the funniest thing I've heard this year. Big up Tyson. Look at what celebrity PM and the orange celebrity president has called. Yeah, bro. Look what a celebrity PM and or orange celeb president is called. Yeah, bro. Like all the celebrities, I just prefer to read my own stuff. Montreal at Tampa Bay, Raptors, baby. At Cleveland. I hope that the Raptors win, and I also hope that Montreal win because can't stand the Lightning. The Lightning always dish rag us in the playoffs, and I hope they don't get through. And also don't like Cleveland after LeBron went there. Emery putting Aston Villa's name in Europe before Arsenal. That guy's just a European winner, bro, especially when it comes to the European Cup or the Europa League. Seamoss says Puerto Rican jockey won the Kentucky Derby. They were like, bro, I didn't know there was like, what, 7 or 8 of them in the Kentucky Derby? I don't watch the Kentucky Derby because that's like, rich people sport. But yeah, man, I saw that, man. Big up Puerto Rico each and every time, bro. Each and every time. Big up Puerto Rico. I always got time for my country, bro. Tyson said, Gooner Rican, the views, other attitude. I got you. Viva Forest, Go Wood. I read Tony Adams one, the Wenger one. Yeah, man. I'm reading Sober, and then I'm going to start that Frying Pan one. I got the O2 Maroon jersey, too. Love this kit. This is my favorite kit that I own. We are going to talk about my Sevilla kits a little bit later. This is probably going to be a long one, so people will dip in and out, but it's a 500 stream. Miami Hurricanes, too. Love them. Yeah, I got a plaque right here. You guys can see. So I got a plaque next to me. But yeah, Miami Hurricanes, I see it every day. That's my team. That's the first team. I actually watched the Hurricanes before I watched the Dolphins. That's my first team. Yeah, well, me too. Dolphins and Hurricanes since 1983-84. Yep, I've been a Hurricanes fan since probably 2000. because I was about 6'7". I was born in 93, so I watched the 01 championship, bits of it, and then I saw us get robbed against Ohio State. That late pass interference call, which was total BS, trash. But yeah. What Moss got to do to get a crown? By far the most and best chats. To get a crown? What you mean? You want to what you want a shield? That's what you talk about. What views say more appearances in the field? More appearances in the field, you get a shield. That's what views. Big up views, man. I always got time for that guy. Marlon's not too bad at all this season. Some good young players, yeah, man. But we've been seeing it. We've been seeing it for a long time, man. I want to see us get back. And Prom said, "I'm late. Don't worry that you're late. You're here." And Prom, if you're still in the chat, as promised, I got the Madeira cake. As I said, my wife was my wife was under the weather, so she didn't do any baking. So I had to go get the Tesco bit. But yeah. And on this one, the crown does. I know what you're talking about, the top chat thing now. It went through my mind. But on the crown thing, I don't know, man. I don't know how to work. I think you just got to keep track and comments. I can't even see it in StreamYard, to be fair. I just see comments. So yeah. But no worries, Prom. Big up for stopping by. As I said, don't matter when you come in, as long as you're here for the ride. But yeah. Freddie said not good enough, Prom. That's crazy. Freddie was in here too. Big up. Ice Gaming gets number 1 right away. Listen, Prom has been here from early, so is Fraley. But yeah, we've had some good conversations here. Hey, listen, don't worry, we're all community. It does not matter. We're all community here. Right? If you've come and given me your time, it's good enough for me. I appreciate it. But big up, Pito, bigging up Prom. And Fraley, he's a mod, gets more XP. Is that how that works? The movie 2 Few Pitch, you did not watch Nick Hornby book. We talked about it, right? I don't know if you guys were in here. We will be doing a Gooner Rican book club, and this will be our first book. Excited. It said Puerto Rico should leave the USA and join Canada. If Puerto Rico was going to leave the USA, they'd probably join Spain, to be fair. And then I'd be Gucci. I'd be great. I'd be great, bro. Imagine I could live in Puerto Rico and Spain, get a Spanish. Ooh, Spanish passport, boy. Ooh, I would love that. But no, it's not happening. America will never let it go. Puerto Rico's a sugar mama. They ain't letting it go. Do they get the choice at CMOS? I don't know what we're talking about. The U. Yes, love the U. Whoa, you young one. Big ups, new gym with the good taste. If you're talking about University of Miami, I am from Miami. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. So I didn't have any choice. I didn't have any choice when I chose my football team. I did. That's not true. University of Miami, I had no choice. Because my uncle was like, University of Miami. I had a choice between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys because my parents were both Cowboys fans. Both my parents were Dallas Cowboys fans. And the reason my parents were Cowboys fans is my dad was born in 1950. At that time, the Dolphins didn't exist. The Cowboys came first. They were America's team. He became a Cowboys fan. And my mom was basically a bandwagon. She was just like, my husband likes the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And then she started liking Texas teams for some reason. My late mother, absolutely loved the San Antonio Spurs, and it was because of Manu Ginobili. That's why. But when it came to sports, Miami through and through, man. Arsenal and Sevilla are the only two teams not from Miami that I support. I'm just saying. I love my. I'm a Miami kid, bro. I went to Miami Central High School. I graduated from there. I'm a South Florida kid in general. If the Florida Panthers are not in Miami, they're in Broward County. Live right down the street from them. That's what I like. Yeah, I love. I'm from Miami, but I'm also from a place, very small place, tiny place called Belglade, Florida, where I met the love of my life, my wife. Belglade Elementary. That's where I met her. Glade Central High School. That's where she bullied me. And then when I moved back to Miami, that's when she fell in love. Big up to the wifey. Simon said no purple crowns for me. Freddie said you gotta earn it, man. Madeira Cake, top tier. Did you hit the like button? Hit that like button and share and subscribe. But yeah, hold on. Oh my god, it's 10:30. Jeez. It's 10:30. Seema said, I guess I don't know how it works. Chats. I don't know. I don't know either. I was just looking. Prom said I have a good excuse. I was putting up the window curtains for wifey. We talked about this. Wifey comes first. If she asks you to do something, never apologize for coming late. If the missus asks you to do something, I know what that's like. I gotta negotiate all the time with my lovely lady. She likes when I come on here and waffle, but I try to give her time. So if she needs something, broski, we ain't doing it. I didn't think the XP actually means anything, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with chats. And Seema said, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Man needs to be blue, a fellow Gooner North American. Maybe need to be blue, a fellow good North American. Do I have? I think I have a non-Arsenal mod in here. I think I'm pretty sure. I just like people that came to the channel. So yeah. I was monging out to Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is amazing. But you know what's crazy? So I used to watch Hell's Kitchen when it came out, and I saw you talking about Gordon Ramsay. And then I saw his like British thing. I saw him British, and he was like so much different. Like in the American bit, he's like cursing, and he's like, I'll never forget. He put the two things. He's like, "What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich." Like you didn't see that in the British bit. He's very nice and humble to the British one. So I think that was cool. But I like Gordon Ramsay, man. Big up to Prom. Yep, sub to him as well. Pro Ice Gaming. Freddie said, "See mod, you mean mod?" That's up to Rican. As he said, earning stripes. Yep. So my fellow Fins fans, Irvin also Kane and Dolphins fan too. Yep. Many stripes. It's solid red. Big up. Prom and Quadra mod from most of these men since they died. Listen, for me, and for me, it's people who come in here on the daily and actually engage with me. Like that's the thing with me. Like I feel weird when people like ask me to mod because I'm like, I want people who know who I am. Like I want not know who I am in the sense of like, oh, I think I'm better than anybody. But I want people to know how I am in my streams and what I kind of expect, you know what I'm saying, in my community. So it has to be a thing that you kind of gain over time. But not saying that you won't. If you keep coming back and you're good, then I have no problem making you a mod. But like people, I've had people just kind of like pop in and say, "Oh, can you please make me a mod?" And it's like, I don't want to just make people mods just to make people mod. I want people who know the ethos of my channel. You know that I don't like talking about gambling. I don't like talking about drugs. I don't like talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like people talking about all that kind of stuff in my chat. And I even got the Dare hoodie. Help kids off drugs, right? Like this is a community. This is like the corner, the Miami corner. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Big up. Miami through and through. Yeah. I really am though. I love Miami everything. Although I will say this, right? When it comes to Miami's teams, I'm finding it hard. And it's weird to me, bro. And I'm just saying, I'm finding it really hard to get behind Inter Miami. And the reason why I'm finding it hard to get behind Inter Miami, right? And stick with me. They're still my team. They're my local team. They're my hometown team. Their stadium is right down the street from my mother-in-law. Their new stadium is right next to the airport. I think that the thing that bothers me about Inter Miami is saying that I like them, one, because I'm an Arsenal fan, but also because Messi's there. And I feel like people will be like, oh, you only like them because of Messi. You only like them because they get all the big players. And I'm like, no. Like, I remember when Inter Miami, I was in not elementary school. I was in middle school, probably 2007, 8-ish, like when they were talking about doing it the first time. And David Beckham was trying so hard to get a Miami team to this. So 2010, 2011, he was trying to get it. And they were trying to get the stadium where the Orange Bowl was. And that was blocked because they were telling the team, oh, you can't have any logos that conflict with ours. You can't have any, sponsors that conflict with ours. You can only have this, that. You can't build this, that. And then he was like, bro, we can't do that. So for a long time, it seemed like Inter Miami wasn't going to be a thing. And then he actually got the MLS to grant him the team. They did this thing with Fort Lauderdale and Lockhart Stadium. They redeveloped it. And then he's got the stadium down at Melreese. But yeah, man, like I've been a part of Inter Miami since before they became a thing. But now that Messi's there, I feel like everybody like I see little kids around England with full Messi kits. I'm like, bro, so you probably don't even know what Inter Miami Stadium is. Like, it just feels weird to me, but that's just me. C-Mod said we got 3 teams the same, at least. We do. They real ones. Miami, baby. Yeah, yep. You're better off being a Dolphins fan than a Cowboys, says Pito. I ain't lying. You know why I'm better off being a Dolphins fan? Is because at least the Dolphins know they suck. The Cowboys convince themselves every year that they're the best thing since sliced bread, and every year they sitting on the couch with us. Yeah, I'm saying every year they sitting on the couch with us. So the delusion is real. Fraley laughing. C-Mod says, right on, Pito. Better off being a Seahawks fan. Yeah. I mean, I remember the Sean Alexander, not Jake Delhomme. It wasn't Jake Delhomme. Jake Delhomme played for, oh, my brain. Who was the quarterback with Sean Alexander? It's gonna bug me. Listen, tell me who was the quarterback who played Tim Hasselbeck. That's what it is. Tim Hasselbeck. Yeah. There you go, Pito. Hasselbeck. Right? Because there's 2 Hasselbeck. Jake Delhomme played for the Panthers. But yeah. No, Tim is the bald one. Matt Hasselbeck. Oh. Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck. That's right. Tim was the. But I think Matt Hasselbeck had hair at that time. But yeah. Fraley, Arsenal. No, Arsenal's paying. Do you have an MLS club? NBA equals Heat. We just talked about it. I don't really like the MLS. To be fair, like to me, I'm an American. I do not support the U.S. national team. I've never supported them. I was a kid. I supported Mexico because I felt like they had more flair and more going about them, and they were the first Spanish. They were the biggest and first Spanish-speaking country besides Puerto Rico that had a team. So I supported Mexico as a kid. And then now it's kind of evolved into Spain. But yeah. The first lady said he came with the gentle voice asking about streaming. Not the I was just like, listen, is it all right? You know, it's all right if I stream tonight. I know, you know what I'm saying, I do every other day, but you know, do a Waffle House on Sunday, and then we can have tomorrow. And she said, yeah. And see, you guys can see she bullies me. She said I should have said no for laughs. Bully. 5'2" bully. Fraley said because drama sells in America. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay with the drama. Yeah, bro. And Sonny says, I love how mean Gordon is. Bro, the just amount of things that he says is crazy. He's jokes. Yep. C-Mod said, I come in when I can in the office too, if you recall. Sometimes my other account. What's the other account? I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying that you're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you are or you're not. I'm just saying this account that I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I saw you before, but, you know, just for me, consistency. That's it. That's all I say, right? I don't mean to disrespect anybody. And, you know what I'm saying? You're here, and I appreciate it. And we will get you there. I promise. I will get you into the promised land, right? I do. But when it comes to, like, my mods and trusting people, I just, for me in my brain, I have to know. Because I look at other people's channels. You look at, you know, Lee Gunner talked about it. Like, he allowed people on, and they were just being crazy. You know what I'm saying? His mods were nowhere to be seen. And that's something that I don't want to happen on my channel. Right. So, but yes, I promise I will consider it. I'm a man of my word. I will consider it. Appreciate it. All right. But yeah. I get it though. I've trusted people on my channel too. Then you find out they're not what you thought they were. Yeah, man. It's just it's the thing. I like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a trust thing. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your time. And I always say that, right? If you stop by to listen to me, even if it's on playback, I do appreciate it. I see it. I appreciate it. And it means a lot to me. Only Doug to chat about is sugar. This is why I got the water, bro. I got the big thing of water because I already know that I'm gonna have a sugar rush and then I'm gonna be up all night. But I promise Prom asked for it and Prom shall receive. Was good one versus Fulham Tuesday at home. Let's demand Diego Simeone. As we discussed, we don't talk about them. We don't talk about them in this show. The Waffle House, this is not an Arsenal show. Big up though. Oh, where'd I go? They bought up the 3-0 I saw yesterday. Inter Miami. I don't even follow them, bro. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm just not interested in MLS. But they're my local team. I have to follow them by default. But I'm not watching the MLS, bro. I won't even flex on you. I'm not watching the MLS. For me, I would much rather watch the Segunda Division of Spain than watch MLS. I'd rather watch Sunday League than MLS. That's just me. I'm being honest. Pink Inter Miami tough because I hate the Beckhams. And I'm Canadian, so I go for TFC and Vancouver Whitecaps. Yeah, Toronto and the Whitecaps. Although I know the Vancouver Whitecaps are having an issue with their stadium, I think. Talking about moving or something. I don't know. David Beckham. I went back and forth because it was David Beckham, and I know he played for Manchester United, but I mean, he put on for Miami. He made us a stadium, and now it's a fly stadium as well. So yeah, big up. Canadian goalkeeper derby, Florida MLS derby, and Orlando has set Miami 4-3. Yeah. Do you remember Meyer Bevan? Tim Hasselbeck. It was Matt. Seahawks, I remember Beast Mode, John Ryan, and Luke Wilson. Yeah. We talked about the Seahawks, man. Beast Mode. Should have ran the ball, my boy. Should have ran the ball. or Matt rather. Yeah, we got there. Matt Hasselbeck, Dave Creed, and OG Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner with the Greatest Show on Turf was nice. And then Kurt Warner when he took Arizona to the Super Bowl, lost to Pittsburgh. Pizzo said they both balled. Matt was the better one. Yes, he was. Google is so free, but that's not why we're here. We're here to waffle. We're here to waffle. So yeah. Came from GB with the coach. Bro, you know, side note, right? The side note, I didn't know this, and I found this later on. So I played American football here in the UK and also coached it. I did not know that Sean Payton, the coach of the Denver Broncos, actually played for our league. He played for the Leicester Panthers. He played for us. And he played in the UK, which I thought was amazing. And then yeah, man, he coached for the Super Bowl, man. So I thought it was freaking awesome. Afraid of laughing at my wife because she's just goofy, but she's around. Sounders, we'd like to receive and we're gonna score. Yep. Basically anything Seattle I follow because of my uncle. You know what, Freddie, you know what I'd love to see come back more than anything is the Seattle Supersonics. I want to see the Sonics come back. I used to like the Sonics. I like the Sonics. I hate when clubs fold, but I like the Supersonics, and I wish they'd come back. Canada, we better than USA. Ever perhaps at basketball too. MVP SGA. Yeah, no, you're not better than the USA in basketball though, but you know, you can try. Prom says, hi, Stoney. Hope you're feeling better. I mean, she's in the chat ragging on me, so I think she is. But yeah, it was touch and go there for a minute, guys. Nah, it's not. She was all right, man. She just, like I said, bro, that lady is my backbone. And when she's not feeling good, I don't feel like streaming because I don't get the same joy. Right? That's just me. Pistons killing the Magic. Sadness. I'm hoping that the Magic win just for the state of Florida because the Heat didn't make it. Real Madrid won 2-0, which means Barca could win the title at home in El Clasico. Listen, I can't even talk about La Liga title. My team is in the relegation zone. And we got to play Real Madrid, which I'm hoping what happens is we get enough points to be above the relegation. So when we play them, it doesn't matter. But it's looking sticky still. This is my channel handle, CMOS Sports World. Other chat account thinks says Moss Gooner or something, Satsky Gooner. Because so many Brit Arsenal mods be crazy, cost me my channel. And yeah, man, I don't want that, bro. I don't want anything to happen to my channel. I do got the backup though, but yeah. We'll get there. I promise. CMOS almost like Arsenal in Britain. Yeah. No, Kurt Warner, OG, the running back Seahawks back in the day. Oh, that's way before me, bro. Way before me. Way before me. But I did like the quarterback, Kurt Warner, though, to be fair. Can't lie, Gooner lost his meaning very quick. Yeah. We know. And Moss Gooner said, I play Canadian football, kicker, mostly soccer player. Canadian football is crazy. I remember we had a game here in the UK that they played with Canadian rules where you could like running rush. I love that, bro. A yard difference and a running rush. Like where you just kind of just, yeah, bro. I think it's made like not a running rush, like the wide receivers can run and then go. Like, I think that's freaking dope. Afraid to say it used to be hard. Whitecap, Sounders, Portland have a 3-way derby, the Cascadia Cup. I think football in Portland, in Seattle, and in Vancouver is different because they enjoy it. They, you look at the Portland Timbers have such a big fan base. The Sounders have such a big fan base, and I think that it's up in the Pacific Northwest. It's out there, like it's how football should be played. The rest of the place, I think, are just playing for fun, bro. Seattle, Vegas get new NBA franchises you didn't know. I heard Vegas is. Hey, Seattle comes back with the Supersonics. I'm here for it, bro. Give them back their stuff. That the Thunder was using. But yeah, I always got time for the Sonics, bro. AFC always Moscowans and Ronkin. There he is, the troll of AFC, the real fraud. Yeah, you guys take that somewhere else. Don't be arguing in my chat, bro. Say now, sub both accounts of AFC in here. Dang, adios. Listen, love and peace in the chat, bro. Love and peace in the chat. This is why we don't talk about Arsenal in this chat. We just talk about chilling. That's what it is. We talk about chilling and relaxing and having a good time in my chat. All right. And yes, the first lady is feeling better. We made dinner earlier, so she is doing a lot better. But big up, Prone, for asking. I read that one. I made beef tenderloin, Matt, on the barbecue this weekend. Rican, oh my god, melted in my mouth. Listen, that's the one thing. Like, I live in a small flat now, but when I lived in Spain, bro, I had a grill. We had a rooftop terrace. I had a grill. I was overlooking the ocean, and oh gosh, I remember making cheese stuffed burgers up there. Like, I used to make steak all the time because it's so cheap in Spain. Oh, and now I'm here in England, and it's cold. It's always cold. But yeah, hockey time and go Raptors go. Big up, my schooner. Just as he got the crown, heartbreak. And Prom says I'm a great cook, even tough. I say so myself. I'm a decent cook, man. I'm actually a decent cook, man. I'm just lazy. That's it. And Freddie said, same. I love cooking. Hey, cooking show. We love a cooking show. CFL rules better than NFL, more exciting game. Yeah. It is more exciting to watch, to be fair. Freddie said made some birria tacos today. Mom's gonna say I've been supporting Gooner Rican before you fool. be nice, guys. My wife said, what's your signature dish? Yeah, what is your signature dish? And yeah, don't be civil. Yeah. And Stony, anything beef or lamb, no venison. And fish to cod steaks. Tomahawk, I'm a master. Tomahawk steak. I want one of those, bro. Then lamb crown cheese. Prom, you had Greenland shark before? Prom said yes. I was a chef on the sea as well. Hey, you know what I was looking up? What's the thing? Puffer fish. Like they're like certain chefs in the world that can make puffer fish. Like you have to be you got to be like what is it? You have to be like certified by some board to make puffer fish. Because if you don't cut it right, you could kill people. Like, it's crazy, bro. But yeah. What's it like? Isn't it quite deadly? Lamb chops are busted. Lamb is one of those things where people can cook it where it tastes like good, or it can be dry as hell. Like, you've got to get someone to cook it perfectly. But I love a good lamb chop. But yeah. Have a good one, people. Gonna put Lil Man to bed. Big up Tyson Mitchell. I'll probably still be here when you get back, man. I'll be around for a little bit because we still haven't gotten to the kits. We still haven't gotten to any other topics I wanted to talk about. But this is a community show, and that's what this is for, right? This is what I wanted to talk about to community, because without you guys, there would be no 500 stream. Without you guys, there'd be no Gooner Rican TV. So we're gonna just have a chat until my wife, hits that button and says, "Hey, bro, it's time to go." Right, so that's what we're gonna do tonight. Freddie said beef shin and pork cheek are very underrated. I'm not a pork eater. It's not a religious thing. I just like bacon is probably what I can do. I don't like ham. I don't like gammon. Pork chops. The only way I can eat pork chops is if my grandmother or my aunt make them. Other than that, I can't have them. I don't like them. But bacon is pretty much it. Ham and cheese sandwich. If I'm at work and I'm in a tizzy, I need something to eat. Then ham and cheese sandwich. But yeah, bro, I'm not really a pork fan. But beef, yeah, beef and anything. So, me and my wifey are into sourdough at the moment. Yeah, you did say, sourdough bread. I like good sourdough sandwich as well. He said making loaves is so good. I made the starter myself. Yeah, man. You like what's the thing? What's the thing my wife loves? What's the thing that prosciutto? What's the thing? What's the Italian thing? And it's like on bread and they got the tomatoes and stuff on it. That she likes that. I'm not a fan, but she likes that. You use the same starter prong. He says, yes, it's 2 years old now, my starter. Freddie says, dang, I know that bubbles. And yeah. And yeah, that can kill you the pufferfish. Yeah, because you gotta remove like the poison gland or whatever it is. I don't know. And say yeah, and it will, yep, bubble. Lamb crown is to die for. I've never had it, but I'm always this is the thing. Like when we travel, I'm always down to try the local dish. Like I've had souvlaki. I've had what is this? Sviskoba. When I went to Romania, I had their dish. With like the I forgot what it's called, but it's like wrapped in what was it wrapped in? Like it was wrapped in like cabbage leaf and like meat. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, I like if I go somewhere, I like to try the local dish just to say I did it. Like, and some of it's good, and some of it, but yeah. What if I told you porcini mushrooms are really bad for you? You need to cook them perfectly. I believe you. I know there are some mushrooms. Excuse me. I know there are some mushrooms that you have to like cook correct. There's a lot of food in the world that you have to kind of like, yeah. There's a lot of food you have to cook correctly. So, because it will kind of, well, yeah. Sounds good. With mushroom sauce, garlic, butter, baked potato. Ooh. Baked potato is not my thing, but if you like chop up the potatoes, like the russet potatoes, and you just chop them up, and then you put all that stuff in it, I'll eat them. But like an actual potato, I don't know. I'm weird. I'm not a fan. But yeah. Now you missed out in Spain not having pork cheek, man. Now I'm just not a pork geek. I'm not when they say cerdo, I'm like no gracias, no gracias. I don't want that. But beef steak, gracias por favor. Beef steak, give me that. Medio por favor. That's what I want. I like to have basilic salad with cheese. I've never heard of that. Only basilic I know is the one in Harry Potter. I'm a goofy. Big up, Jack. Said we'll keep going until Stony pulls the plug, and she will. You'll know. You get that, bro. You get that knock on the door, like the Hall of Fame knock. Be like, hey, bro, skim. Because I'm next to the bed, so when she ready to go to sleep, she'll be like, "All right, I've slept on the couch. I'm time to get into bed." She will make me aware that she's ready to go to sleep. I don't eat pork, but I always have pork cheese, man. I'm not a fan, bro. Gooner Rican, don't be fooled by my skin. He does all the time, calls me trouble and leave. Yeah, I mean, he's welcome in the community until he's not. That's just me. Promise Gainer, how you doing? All right, they dabbing each other. AFC, just keep it civil. Yes, please. Bagless sourdough. It's that. You know what? Yeah, man. I'm always down to try some But I like actual bread. And one thing that I found when I was living in this country is that American bread will stay good for like a year and a half. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying? And then the English bread, bro, you get that joint for like a week and a half and it's bad. And it's because they have actual bread and America puts like all the preservatives and stuff in it. So but yeah. That's where we're at when it comes to bread. So I prefer the English bread because English bread also, or you know, European bread, if you will, it also doesn't make me feel terrible. So yeah. Jack saying, big up to Fraley. You can make sourdough cupcakes. I ain't making no cuts. Listen, I had to get this. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Bruschetta, yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Big up Revolutionary Pot. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, bruschetta. We got there, guys. Hey, chat, prosciutto. Focaccia is awesome. Focaccia. Focaccia might be misspelled. It's Italian, yes. Souvlaki and gyro. Yeah, bro. The hero. Bro, in Romania, this is crazy. I went to Romania, had Romanian food, and then we found a Greek joint. Bro, that's one of the best souvlaki I've had, bro. That joint was amazing. Amazing. I had it every day. Bro, I'm saying I make that focaccia bread. Focaccia. I read this talking about yeah. I hear you, ASA always. Thank you for bringing that. But we just chilling. Wait, rosemary focaccia is the best. Big up. Are you over your national championship loss yet? Yeah, man, kind of. It hurt. For me, it hurt. Because we hadn't been there in a long time, and I really thought, you know, the way that we went through the playoffs, we barely. At the end of the day, you know, like I said, I've been a coach and I've lost games I thought we should have won. So I'm the type of person where it hurt that night. It hurt for a week, and then I got over it. I think we'll be back. Focaccia. Listen, Fraley teaching me about languages. Next, I'll be Welsh. I'm gonna come in here. All right. He teaching me about languages. But big up, Fraley. And big up, Bargav. I'm not sure if I've seen you in here before, but big up. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for giving me your time. You take the bacon of the lamb, split in half, two clean between the ribs, put them together to ribs to form a crown. Oh, so it's like lamb rib. Lamb rib. Oh, I like lamb rib. I gotta try that. Listen, I gotta try that. Big up the pro and put me on the food. I'm trying to lose weight though. Rican, I still have about 1 kg of berry beef left if you want some. Listen, I can eat beef all day long. All day long, bro. Pause. I feel like I should pause that. But yeah. Jack, bigger. I didn't see a comment, so that's bigger. American bread is 2% natural. Yep. You don't like pernil? I will eat it. I will eat pernil, but it's not like I will eat it because it's Puerto Rican, but I don't go into the shop and ask for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a perfect meal, it'd be arroz con gandules and oxtail. Like that's what I would have. Like I wouldn't have. It wouldn't be pernil. Like it would be, you know, it would be curry goat and arroz con gandules. Like that's what I would like. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna skip that. No beef in my chat, bro. I'll block both of y'all. Real talk. We talking about food. I don't want to talk about beef. That's the only beef that I want to talk about is the one that come from the steak and moo and cow and all that stuff. I don't want no beef in my chat. Go do that somewhere else. Right? And you guys get one warning. Anybody who beefing in my chat, you get one warning. Right? My wife is a shark. She will block you like no other. My wife is the queen mod. I've made her the queen mod. Right? She's the queen mod. So she thinks that you got to go, you're going to have to go. I trust her more than anything. So please don't be beefing in my chat. All right. And Freddie saying just leave it. I agree. I use special flour in the sourdough. It's 17% protein. I need some. The Magic got destroyed and Orlando City beat Inter Miami. Yeah, bro. Quadra said 17 likes so far. Keep smashing likes, please do. Bar guy said prawn ice and 17%. Bro, 17% protein. Pro needs them big arms, bro. Yeah, it has to be. What, to make the bread right, you have to have like more protein to make the bread actually work. Is that what it is? Halal snack pack they're called. You have to have a Aussie HSP. I need to go to Australia, bro. But I'm just scared of anything like popping out and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I saw a documentary or like a thing about Australia where there's a part where you gotta lift the toilet up to make sure it ain't spider. Bro, when a spider, if I'm taking a number deuce and I feel something crawling on my cheek, bro, that's it. I got to leave the country. I can't be here no more. Right? No, I can't be. I got to go. If I survive, right? We ain't been to Australia no more. So if I gotta look out for, you know what I'm saying, for random stuff like crawling on my face when I'm sleeping, like, you know what I'm saying, bro, it's crazy. Pro said Manitoba flour. Bar guy saying, how hard is it to make? Revolutionary Pot say, in Europe, we don't have to break down the individual constituents of each ingredient in our food like the FDA makes you guys. Yeah, because people be lying about what they put in the food. Like, you can actually trust that your stuff is actually natural and comes from where it comes from for the most part. In America, they put all kinds of stuff in the food, bro. And that's why we all look like Oompa Loompas. Like, I won't lie to you guys. Cooking in the UK, cooking in Spain, I feel so much healthier eating the same thing I would eat. Like, even McDonald's, bro. McDonald's is unhealthy for you. But if I eat McDonald's here, I can go to the gym afterwards. Bro, if I eat McDonald's in America, I ain't doing nothing, bro. I feel terrible. And I made that mistake because I went back home and my mother-in-law wasn't cooking that night. We didn't have anything. So I was like, all right, let's go to McDonald's. Bro, I had to McDonald's. When I tell you, bro, the next day, toilet bound all day, bro. And it wasn't food poisoning. It's just I'm not used to having that much grease and that much fat. Like, I love it here. That's the one thing I love. The vegetables and the fruit are fresh. I mean, I do wish they had more mangoes and like summer fruit, but it is England, so swings and roundabouts. But I do feel like more healthy. So yeah. Prom says it's not that hard. All about the culture. Yep. You have to stretch and fold. Talking about the bread. Bar guy says, I hope Ruben Bain does well. What's he supposed to do about his alligator arms? Yeah, man, he's got small, but the thing with Tampa Bay is, you know, and I'm not a fan of Tampa Bay because I'm a Miami fan. But you know, they were saying things about Warren Sapp. They were saying things about Derek Brooks. And those guys became legends. You know what I'm saying? So if there's a team that I think can take guys who, you know, are kind of written off by the league, I think Tampa Bay is one of those teams. But yeah. Bucks took Hurricanes. Yes, they did. Make sure you subscribe to Quadra. Big up Quadra. One of the mods stopping by. Promise game. Yep, just got into bread making. We'll have to try it. Big up to you guys, man. I'm off of bread right now, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna eat this cake. But I try to get away from bread. You know, those kind of carbs. I'm trying to be more healthy. You have to. It's much better for your stomach and the bacteria in your stomach. Oh, you're talking about the protein. Yeah, man. I take the supplements with the bacteria and stuff. So I do that. Peter said, I'm with you. I don't do pork often. Not really a fan. Gotta have pernil every Christmas though. And AFC Gooner Rican, I hear you. Thank you so much, AFC. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. I'm not telling anybody off. But I want peace in my chat, bro, more than anything. Because that's why I have the Waffle House. That's why, we don't. This isn't an Arsenal show. The Waffle House is not an Arsenal show. That's why I don't want Jerry Springer in the Waffle House. Right? I do want to debate, like other things, like the foods we don't like, but I don't want people going at each other in the Waffle House. That Waffle House is a place of peace and a place of gathering and a place for us to just shoot the X. You know what I'm saying? So. I couldn't find the other word that we use, but you know what I'm saying? Shoot the breeze. There we go. Shoot the breeze. That's all I want this to be. I want it to be a nice place. So big up. Big up. Because we got enough in the world. Where are we? Prom said, yes. Prom, you're able to make volcano bread in Iceland. Prom's laughing. So I live 15 kilometers from the volcano. We talked about Dawson's Peak, bro. Big up. Hope is not too active and sick, though. Dig for gold. Dig for gold. Yeah, man. Maybe find something, you know what I'm saying? Put me on. Prom said as of late, but the last 3 years, bro, it's been mad. The whole town evacuated everything. Whole town evacuated. See, I don't want to live too close to anything, bro, because I feel like, what happens to my kids? What if it explodes and I lose all my kids? I mean, I hope my wife would say, but my kids. But big up. Fraley said, bro, I saw one snake in the wild in 12 years. I saw more snakes living in France than I did Australia. I hear you, but you know what I'm saying? What I see on National Geographic is different, you know what I'm saying? But big up. And he said, yeah, that's not good. Does it constantly flare up? I want to know. Bro, evacuating the whole town is diabolical, right? Did you not see Pompeii? But bigger. My wife said I used to be afraid of lizards, but when I went back home, I was excited to see them. Yeah, bro, you don't see any kind of wildlife. But you know what? I'm still not excited to see iguanas, bro. Those annoying little buggers all over the joint. But yeah, you don't see that here in the UK because all kinds of stuff. Big up, Tony, Harris Football TV. Make sure you go subscribe to him. He said, big up, Gooner Rican. Well done and massive respect for 500 subs. More than deserved. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Revolutionary Pot said, I'm a Cowboys fan. Don't hate me. I don't hate you, man. I can't hate you. What I do is I feel sorry for you because I know what that life is. I watch the disappointment in my father every year. But guess what? Like I said, you guys expect to be good. The Dolphins, we know we're terrible. And that I'm okay with that. I know that the bar is here. Cowboys fan, the bar is through the roof. Here, it's here. So if we don't win, I'm like, it's almost like being a Spuds fan. Oh, we don't win the league? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Prom said, LOL, son, I want to get a tarantula, but my wife will not let. Nah, bro, can't do it. I can't do lizards. I will have dogs, cats, capybaras, gerbils, guinea pigs. But when it comes to like lizards and spiders, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. I can't do it. I can't do it. And big up, Tony. Big up all in the chat. Thanks for those who joined in the chat. Yep. Thank you, my community, for being awesome, bro. Love you guys, man. For real. I really do. Rican, you're all biscuits. Yeah, man. I love biscuits. I love biscuits. And Revolution said too many fights in real life Waffle House. Listen, like I said, I'm from Miami, bro. The Waffle House after the club, yeah, you can see some fights in the parking lot, bro. I mean, on a Sunday morning, you might have some, but you never know. But in my Waffle House, it's a place of chilling and shooting the breeze. That's it, bro. We can debate on one of my other shows. And Peter said it's a peaceful Waffle House. We talk about food, kits, and the craziness that's happening with the World Cup. anything that's not Arsenal. And I'm gonna change it. I don't even want to talk about the Premier League. To be fair, I want to just talk about everything else except for the Premier League. Probably say you have me at waffles. I love a good waffle though. I love it, but my waffles have to be crispy. I like my waffles like crunchy. My wife doesn't like crunchy waffle, right? Like we talked about this. My wife likes scrambled eggs. I like my eggs runny. I like my eggs runny and my waffles hot. So we go to a Waffle House, then I'll get hard. I'll get the hard waffle, like it has to be like nearly burnt. Cause I like when I put the syrup on there and you hear that crunch, chef's kiss. But nah, she like hers like a little soft. It's not me. I'm laughing. Friendly Sony, I have a pet one. They're the best. It's more of the sharks in Australia. So is in Florida as well, man. In Central Florida, the sharks be getting you, boy. And Freddie said, "Surf with a few. You're better than me, my friend." Nah, bro. I see a kid with a fake shark fin. I'm out of there. I'm like, Mr. Shark, this is your area. Listen, I went to New Jersey once. Wildwood Beach, I think it's what it's called. Went to New Jersey, and I remember, bro, my guy, one of my friends, bro, my guy friend, bro, he was swimming in the ocean. And me, I'm from Florida, and like when I swim out, because I know the sharks, bro, they be out there. So I went and I was like, wait, but I need to see. My guy was out there swimming, and I remember him coming back and he was holding his jump. And he was like, bro. And it turns out one of the jellyfish had crawled up his pants and hit him with the stingy. And bro, he was like, my nuts. And I was like, nah, fam. I was like, nah. Because they were just floating. And he was like, it's all right. They won't bother you. I was like, no, thank you. So I stayed. But big up. Yeah, down with the iguanas. They're so, bro. Bro, Florida is so Florida that when it gets cold and the iguanas fall out the tree, bro, they start eating them, bro. Revolutionary said UK has reptiles, adders, slow worms, and stuff. Listen, the most wildlife I've seen in the UK where I live is the gigantic mouse. Gigantic mouse and rats. Like when I lived in Southampton, I saw this. I thought it was a dog, man. That joint was huge. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Prone said I'll make do with my 3 Labrador retrievers and 4 cats. Yeah, man. I like labs. They're cool. They're very cool. They're very mellow. I like labs. I like pit bulls as well. I've never had a cat, but I kind of want one. But yeah. Miami back in the day though. Yep. Stony, don't they taste like chicken? I ain't never had none. I kind of draw the line at the iguana, bro. There are scorpions in the UK, just saying. I ain't seen one. And I don't want to see one, my boy. I don't want to see one. Tarantulas are cool. Most species are pretty docile. I saw Aragog and I was like, no, thank you. I'm a nerd, but I'm sorry. I had to make a Harry Potter reference. No deadly ones prone. We have snakes too. Yes, we do. Share the stream out, broski. Thank you so much. And my wife said the workers will scrap too at Waffle House. Yeah, they'll fight you, bro. The workers will fight you. Love looking up Waffle House America's always crazy news headline. Yep. McDonald's too. Yep. Outside Mackey's. If it's 24 hours in America, chances are something crazy is gonna happen. Belgium sugar waffles. Yep. Pro said nearly burnt. Yeah, I like it to be dark. My waffle got to be not like burnt, but like it got to be crispy, bro. Freddie said it's fine as long as you don't splash a lot and don't go out too far, bro. I'm very sensible. Once it gets to waist height, I'm like, all right, I'm good, bro. I might go a little shoulder, but yeah, I'm not going with my feet don't touch the bottom of my mouth. But I have been snorkeling. What was it? Did I snorkel in the Dominican Republic or Jamaica? One of them two. I definitely. It was either Jamaica or the Dominican Republic. Beautiful snorkeling, amazing. I saw all the manta rays and stuff. It was lovely. The key with shark is to not act like I'll punch a shark in the face, bro. Right in the face. But yeah. Fred said it's more hammerheads, reef sharks, and gummy sharks. I just leave them alone. They got their own thing. Mars said, isn't NSB so NSB is New Smyrna Beach, Daytona to shark bite capital? Yes. And that's where half of my family lives, up in that area. And they're like, let's go to the beach. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Pito said, laughed my butt off. Freddie said, lucky that we don't get tiger sharks in Melbourne. It's the great whites. Bro, most sharks like blind as well. They just go by scent, like they can't really actually see you. Yeah. It's the great whites. You have to have UV light to find the scorpions. Oh, it's them light ones, them ones that look like transparent. I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Revolutionary said, go to the countryside in the UK, you'll see all sorts. I'm good in the city, bro. I lived in the country for a long time. I'm good, bro. But thank you. Sony suspender and lemon sharks. Hey, Rican, you enjoy fishing? I've been fishing once. I went deep sea fishing off the coast of Cadiz once. I ain't catch nothing. They kept leaving, but I think I was motion sick most of the time because the thing was just bobbing. I was like, but it was like my first time on a boat, so yeah. But to answer your question, I've only been a couple of times. But it would be something I would probably do if I had more time. Revolution said you can catch these McCanns late at night. Yeah, bro. Yeah, at McDonald's anything goes, bro. So yeah, yeah. Fred said the box jellyfish and blue rings would get you. No, thank you. But if I see anything, I remember there was a movie. Was it 7 Pounds with Will Smith where he had the Portuguese man of war? And he had it, and then he put it in the thing, and it like shot and killed him, and then he gave away his organs. Ever since then, I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. And my wife said Jamaica is where I went snorkeling. That's why I keep her around. She always knows. She knows these things. Unironically, you should poke sharks in the eyes. Interesting. A shark more times will stop attacking to save what vision it has. Interesting. Fred said, now you should have a reef knife. No sharks like great whites have great vision. Do they? I thought they went by blood in the water and scent. Like, shit. You learn something new every day. Listen, I don't know nothing about it because I stay out of the water. I love the water, but I like to be safe in the water. Once I start seeing, I have done the swim with dolphins thing, and dolphins are interesting. They're very interesting. They're very heavy as well. See how they hunt birds and people and seals. Listen, what was the thing? The orcas, the great whites, bro. I was watching a documentary on them. They be bobbing the seals like for fun before they eat them. And they at SeaWorld. I'm like, broski. Like, no wonder the lady was getting taken out, bro. Make sure she rest in peace. Like, they're smart, bro. Prone said no lake or river fishing. Nope, never done it. It's one of those things I do eventually, but yeah, I like to. I'm not big into eating fish, so I wouldn't go fish for sport because I wouldn't eat it. So that's just me. Great white, you shouldn't be in the water, really. Yeah, them things are huge, bro. I saw Jaws. All of my things come from movies, and I seen Jaws. I love fishing for trout. I heard it's good food, or just good fun actually. Grabbing its gills works. It depends on how desperate the shark is to eat. Bro, if a shark chasing me, I don't think I can remember all these things. I'm just punching in the direction and hoping for the best. Big up, Sean. Thank you for stopping by. Revolutionary, yep, and Tigers. Hey, Rican, do you remember the movie The Fly? Never. I don't think I've seen it, honestly. Deep blue is the current largest known living great white at somewhere between 20 to 21 feet long. Yeah, bro. If you can eat me, my boy, I shouldn't be in the ocean with you. Greenland sharks had the worst vision because parasite eats their eyes from birth. That's terrible. Now they're just out here just eating. That's this look at this. I'm good. And my wife said, I'll take my chance with a shark over an orca. Because orcas play with their food. And yeah. They hunt from below. Interesting. Although it's debatable if Deep Blue is still alive because she hasn't been seen in a while. They were following another one. They were following an orca as well around the world. Yeah. I like when they tag like certain ones and they kind of chase it and see what it does. I go snorkeling and spearfishing here in the LA area, and these kelp forests are gorgeous, but it can be a bit scary at times because sometimes confuse the reef sharks for bigger ones. Yeah, bro. Bro, I see a shark. It's like you remember what was it? The coral snake and the king snake or whatever it was, and it's like one of them is poisonous if like the yellow touches the red, then you're dead, and if the yellow touches the black, it won't attack or something like. I don't know what the thing was, but in my mind, I'm like, broski, if I see a snake and it's hissing at me and it's coming in my direction, I don't think I'm looking to see what type it is. I'm just like, I shouldn't be here. I'm leaving. Right? Same thing with sharks. I see one. I don't care if it's a nurse shark, tiger shark. If I see it, I'm like, oh, it's my time to get out of the water. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless I got a guy next to me, like, oh, these are docile. And I'm like, okay. Like, other than that, I'm not going to be, is this a great white? Yeah, I got orcas can target livers perfectly. Orcas can do a lot. They can do a lot. They're smart. Free Willy. Oh, that's all I can say. Revolution, then she get attacked and dragged really deep. Yeah. We are definitely not the apex predator in the water. You gotta have mad respect with you. Yeah, bro. On land, yeah, we got it. But in the water, and that's not counting the stuff that we don't know that's even out there. Look up anglerfish males. Isn't it the females that got the hook thing and they got the big ugly mouths, and then like the female eat the male or something? I don't remember. Or do they absorb them? It's one of them things, I think. Sean, reef sharks and nippy. Do you have white tips? Freddie can't find anything on her being attacked. Anglerfish males are straight horror. Ugly. LOL. I must be thinking of another one they tracked. Maybe whole girl, she's almost 20 feet. He said, nah, it's worse. And yeah, that's what I thought. The males attach themselves and get absorbed by the female. Like, that's crazy. Sean said there are probably so many things down there deep we don't know about, and I also don't want to encounter a giant squid, the Kraken. This is the thing, like, because I love mythology, and I love mythology and like old stories, and I think the Kraken was just a gigantic prehistoric squid. That's what I think it was. I think it was literally just a real squid, and it just got ticked off and was just eating things because it thought that it was food. That's what I think. And the colossal squid is real. Yeah, bro. I think the Kraken is a real thing, and they live in the deep blue. And I just I don't mess with nothing, bro. So I reached the end of the chat, and everybody's in here. So I'm gonna eat this Madeira cake for the first time. It says with raspberry jam. So thank you to everybody who's in here. We're gonna eat the cake. It smells good to start off with. I'm only gonna have a bit though, because it is now 11:33 at night, and I probably shouldn't be eating this late. But I promised Prom that I would eat. So here's my cake. Here's to 500 subscribers. And yeah, man. That's interesting. Cheers to the chat. This is actually pretty good. I know how I like the gym. It's actually more moist than I thought too. But yeah, I'm a man of my word. I eat the cake. I'm also weird because I like to eat the cake in layers. It's just me, bro. Mm-hmm. 'Now I need some water. Hold on. I'm back. Yeah, that was good. Congratulations to the community because you guys made this possible. So, congratulations to the channel. Right, I would not be at 500 subscribers without each and every one of you in the chat, and each and every one of you that might be listening on playback. Each and every one of you that might not watch, but you know, you look at the clips, you look at this, you look at that. But Freddie, big up. Bigfoot is real too. Also, a fish I don't want to see is an oarfish. They said the only surface when an earthquake and tsunami imminent. Other than that, they still deep down in the water. Yeah, they can probably feel the tectonic shifts, and then they kind of come up, and then they wait for everything to happen. So, yeah. Sean, longest fish, I swear. And then from cheers. Yep. Thanks. Nice. Now I want one too. And Fraley says, is that the Tesco one? Yep. Yes, it is. Super sweet though. Sean saying congratulations on 500. Thank you. I have the cake somewhere in the kitchen. Revolutionary says one love. Thank you for stopping by. Big up Revolutionary. Moist moist waffles with cream. Oh man, love some cream on a waffle. Every now and then I'll take a little bit of baked fruit as well. Every now and then, like a little bit. But yeah. Fraley says you got to get the M&S one. Listen, M&S, right? I talked to you guys about this. M&S apple turnovers is probably my favorite pastry in the UK, bro. Their apple turnovers are. I had one every day for like a month, bro, and I had to stop because it got to the point where they were just so good. I was getting one before and after work. So yeah, I know about M&S Bakery. It's dangerous, especially their cookies. Yeah, I stay away. Prom said, Sean says, not much of a cake person myself, prefer pies. I like pies as well, but I like cheesecake. Cheesecake is my favorite. Love cheesecake. And my wife's cheesecake, top tier. Friend saying yummy, yummy. There's a rap about that. Shot only pies I know are meat pies. Steak and ale pie, bro. Steak and ale pie. I remember the first time I had it. It's one of the ones I like as well. I love steak and ale pie with some chunky chips. Yes, sir. Meat pie is great too, but my favorite pie is pecan. Instant ban. Instant ban. Pecan, instant ban. To the gallows. Pecan pie is awful, bro. Big up, Sean. Thank you for stopping. No, I can't. I can't. Never had a sweet pie. Can't lie. Oh, apple pie, sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie. Had to stop. LOL. It got dangerous. Freshly baked apple pie is a chef kiss. Yeah, man. Even though I like the apple pie with little chunks of apple and more sauce than apple. That's what I like. LOL. Prone laughing again. We do more crumble. Do like a nice apple crumble with some ice cream. Yep. Cheesecake is delicious. My wife makes a Biscoff cheesecake, which is amazing. Scoop of vanilla ice cream with a hot slice of apple pie. Yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm with you, Revolutionary. I'm with you. Ale pies are always top tier, and red wine ones with a nice cold beer. Yep. All right, Prom's out. All right, everyone got to go to sleep. Early start tomorrow. Big up, Prom. Thank you for stopping by, and thanks for the cake. Cheers to you, Prom. Thanks for being an amazing mod and an amazing supporter of the channel. God bless you guys and your families, and God bless you too, Prom. Big up. Fred said having a good one. Sean saying that's all good. Rican more pecan pie for me. It's like vegans. I ain't mad at them because it's more meat for me. Yeah, man. But nah, pecan pie. Yeah. Rhubarb crumble. I never heard of rhubarb until I got to this country, and yeah, the sweet is good. So yeah. And my wife saying night prom. Yep, night to prom. Sean says I'm also Japanese. I like my Asian sweets, like matcha flavored things. I have yet to have like matcha tea. I haven't tried it yet. But yeah. Yeah. Since we have hit the late night, I'm gonna get into the kids bit. And then we'll have a little bit more chat and then I'll go. But tonight, since it's in honor of 500, I wanted to show you guys my first ever team. I wanted to show you guys kind of some of the kits I got when I first started liking football, which is why I have both Arsenal and Sevilla. As you know, that those are my teams. So I did want to show the kits. Nah, I don't rate matcha. And Moai said, isn't rhubarb celery's cousin? He said, not sure, but it's poisonous. Say what? But yeah. So some of the kits that I have. Hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. My screen is doing that weird thing again. All right. So we're back. I hope you guys can see me. Big up, Brenny. Sean said, "Don't F with celery. Rhubarb can get my water and veggies in a different way." I like celery and peanut butter. That's what I like. Sorrel buckwheat and something else. I don't know. Big up to Brenny. Thank you for stopping by. And Freddie, big up, Brenny. Gotta fly now, bro. Catch you later. Big up, Freddie. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. So like I said, guys, I'm gonna go through the kits that I have. And the first kit I got was from 2014, 2015. And it's the Sevilla away kit. With the old Sevilla. So it's Warrior before they switched to New Balance. I think New Balance ended up buying out Warrior. And of course, you got Koke on the back because he was the captain at the time, one of the captains. So him and It was him and Jose Antonio Reyes. But there we go, the old La Liga patch as well. And from that season as well, I also have the goalkeeper kit. Now this is one of my early kits, and as you can see, the Malaysia is kind of damaged because I didn't know how to care for my kits, and I put this one in the washer early. But when I did figure out how to care for my kits, it was already too late. But it's one of my favorites, and it's a goalkeeper Beto with my, because he has my favorite number. My favorite number is 13. It's a number that I played with in American football. So I love this one. It was, yeah, you guys have seen my American football kit, or maybe you haven't. I had to dig it out of the thing. I won't do it tonight, but yeah. So I do got the Beto bit, and it's the goalkeeper kit. My next one is from the next season, so 2015, 2016. Actually, no. I also have a training kit as well from Warrior, just a regular one. I like the pattern, and you guys will see that like this one has the similar pattern to what you'll see on the Liverpool kit from that time. So they were also doing Liverpool. So they have a purple and black one, which is kind of like this. That was the thing that Warrior were doing at the time. But yeah, I have that one. This one is another kit. This one's from 2015, 2016. For some reason, it's got pin mark on it. I don't know how, because I stored all my kits together. I don't know how that's got that. Maybe it's happened in one of my moves. But yeah, it's got the La Liga patch. And this kit I like because I got this one for about 20 euro because it was Steven and Zanzi. But as you can see, they flipped the name. So it should be that. But they actually flipped it and they had already made it. And I was like, I'll take it. And I think I paid 15 quid for it. 15, 20 euros for it. So I was like, I'll take it. And I like crazy jerseys. So if you guys saw the 99 2000 kit I have, has Boa Morte on it, but it has the number 7. And he never wore that. So I like crazy kits. I like this one. I'm going to try to get the pin mark out. It's been there for a while, but I know there's a way to kind of get those marks out and make them a little bit more faint. But I haven't had time to do it, but I love this kit. My next kit is the away one from that year as well. So this one they switched to New Balance. And it's got 32 on the back with no name. This one was also 20 quid. Because I don't think anybody wore 32 at the time. So I went into the store and they were just selling cheap kits. So I said, I'll get one. So I got this one. And of course, it's got the little Sevilla badge. And I like this one as well. And then, as I told you guys, I do have some more recent ones. Oh, I do actually have this one as well. This one's another kind of training kit that they had. Just a regular red shirt, really, but it's the kit material. But yeah, it's one that I like as well. And then my last two, I have this one as well that I bought behind me, which I'm pretty sure. What year is this? This one's the third kit from 24-25, so last year. And this one, I'm pretty sure, is the goalkeeper kit from last year as well. Because they were with Castor last year. They have gone over to Adidas, which I like because I have a lot of Adidas kits, obviously being an Arsenal fan. So I don't know what's happening here. Hold on. That's going out the arm. There we go. The black kit, and it's got the design, but the goalkeeper kit from last season. And then the back is kind of plain, but yeah, I like this one. This will be a summer one. And then the last kit I have to show you guys is actually not a Sevilla kit. It is a Spain kit, and this is my favorite Spain kit. It's one that I don't wear anymore. One, because it's white, but I love this. It's got the old crest on it, and like I really like this kit. This is one of my favorites. Spanish kits. It's an amazing kit. I love this kit. So this is one of the ones I have, and I have showed you guys the one with the World Cup badge on it, the World Cup winners badge on it. But yeah, so I love Spain. I love Sevilla. So I do have their kits. And I've got England kits in there as well, which I'll show you guys at a later date. But yeah, let's get back into the comments. Ants on the log. See you, Fraley. Yeah, big up Fraley. Brittany said big up Fraley as well. I hand wash my authentic jerseys personally. Yeah, man. Like now I know how to take care of them. But when I got that kit, I was, young. I was 22. And I didn't really know what I was doing with kits. I had just gotten them. I thought that it was kind of like American football kits. You just throw them in the wash and they'll be all right. And then I learned very quickly that that's not what it was. So I'm better now. I have a whole closet full of well taken care of kits. But yeah, it's definitely something that I had to learn. Big up Sean said, in Spain, I don't really have a team, but I do keep up a little bit with Real Betis because of the Japanese manga anime Captain Tsubasa, which I read religiously. Yeah, Betis are a good club, man. I know that Rob Future is in here. He's a Betis fan as well. And yeah, man, I rate Betis even though they're crosstown rivals. I like the city of Seville, and I like the culture. So yeah, man, big up to Spain. But for me, I lived in the south of Spain, so I always like the Andalusian teams. Malaga, Sevilla, and the like. You know what I'm saying? Granada, like those teams. I always got time for them. I've never been up north besides Barcelona, but I've never been to like the Basque Country or what's the Gallego, Galicia. I've never been up there. So I don't really know the culture up there, but the south of Spain is where I live and where I kind of, run around, and it's nice and cool and calm and collected. So that's why I kind of like them. But Sevilla was the first club that I went to, where I felt, I felt the heartbeat of football. So I always have a place for it. Arsenal became my true love, but as I said, Sevilla always be my first love. So I watch Sevilla just like I watch Arsenal. And when they play each other, I always want Arsenal to win. But if Sevilla do get the win, then it'll be sad from an Arsenal point of view, but it'll be great for Sevilla because I know what it means to that club. I don't know what it means. They're not, Arsenal are the top three biggest clubs in England, whereas Sevilla, they're not in Spain. You've got Atletico, you've got Barca, you've got Real Madrid, and you got pretty much everybody else. You got your Villarreals and Valencias. Whereas Sevilla, last time they won a Liga, have they won a Liga? It's probably ages ago. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't won it since I've been a fan. And the closest they came is probably fourth place. They win Europa Leagues. That's what they do. So, it's different for me when I watch Sevilla. But yeah, big up, Sean. Revolutionist said the heat map. Fire. Yeah, I love that kit. But yeah, man, that's what it was. I think we've had a good show. I think we had a good show. As I said, I'll be on for a little bit more. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything you're begging to ask, you know what I'm saying? Put it in the chat. I'm open for the next couple minutes. You know, we'll stay on and I'll talk to the community because this is your show. This is why I wanted to do this. This is why I wanted to talk to you guys, because this is the one opportunity that we get to talk to each other. This is one opportunity that we get to kind of chew the fat, man. So that's why I do this show. And that's why I don't like, people beefing and stuff, because we have enough going on in the world to not need people to be at each other's throats. So that's just how I feel about this particular show. The channel, we'll have debates. We'll have things coming up. We'll have a lot. We'll have a lot to talk about, but the Waffle House is just a general show. Big up Revolutionary. He says, thoughts on the NFL draft? As a whole, I think being a Dolphins fan, man, like, it's tough. It's tough being a Dolphins fan. And I spoke about it earlier. Like, we had, this is the thing, right? And I'm a sports guy, so I love sports. I love everything about sports. And the problem with the Dolphins is kind of the same problem I see with Arsenal, right? And I talk about it all the time. Arsenal and the Dolphins are the two teams that have gone undefeated in their respective sports, right? Whereas, and I've seen what it's like to be a Dolphins fan and not seeing your team win. Your only team to go undefeated in NFL history, that's over 50 years ago. Most of that team is gone. And when I mean gone, I mean they ain't alive no more, right? And Arsenal's kind of getting to that point where it's kind of like we're losing a whole generation because we haven't won, right? But I diverge. So with the Dolphins, like, I've seen what it's like for us to be on the precipice of being great and not have that piece. If we had kept Mike McDaniel and we had kept Tyreek Hill and we gotten Malik Willis and allowed to see what he could have done with him, then it'll be different. Now I feel like we're in another rebuild. So as far as the draft and the Dolphins, we picked an offensive lineman, which is great. We've got some great defensive help. I mean, we've got, what's his name, Rodriguez, who was working with Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas is my favorite player. My favorite player of all time. Right? I have two of that guy's jerseys in my closet right now. I've shown them on stream. Like, I love Zach Thomas. So if Zach Thomas is endorsing, if he's endorsing, a linebacker, I'm with it, man. Because we need another Zach Thomas. We need someone who can stand in the trenches and go. You know what I'm saying? And go. So yeah, that's what we need for our team. We need that more than ever. So we need leadership on the defensive end, and we need a quarterback. And we got both. It seems like we got both. So the Dolphins draft, I think we did all right. People are saying that the tackle pick, he could be great, he could be a bust. But I mean, I would have begged for the trenches to be taken care. I wanted Reuben Bain, don't get me wrong. But the Dolphins can make defensive talent. Our problem, since I've been a Dolphins fan, is always the offensive line. Offensive line is always trash. And it got our quarterback concussed more than he was. But now he's out of there. So that's how I feel. My Cowboys picked up a good safety, it seems like, in Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs played for Ohio State. Yeah, bro. I remember seeing him in the playoffs. That guy is a beast. And it's literally just them trying to make up for the fact that they basically let number 11 walk. They let Michael Parsons walk. I mean, they traded him, but they let him walk. You know what I'm saying? So they needed someone to kind of take over that Michael Parsons kind of, exciting player kind of role. But what you guys really need is a quarterback that can get it done in the playoffs. And I don't know if your quarterback is that, but you paid him, so big up. Big up to Brian. And there's the Chelsea fan we spoke about earlier, right? This community is for everybody. Chelsea fan, Arsenal fans. Because why? The Waffle House is not an Arsenal show. It is a people show. It is a sports show. It is an everybody show. So big up to Brian. Big up to Brian. Right? And Revolutionary said Dolphins picked up a good left tackle. Then yeah, I think they're talking about moving him to right tackle because we actually got a decent left tackle. But I don't care where they move. Our offensive line needs to be solid. All right, we got Malik Willis. It sucks that we kind of lost Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But we'll see what they give us. Raiders picking up McCoy was a strange one, bro. The Raiders are a dumpster fire. They've been a dumpster fire since they moved from Oakland. I don't know who's running the show in Oakland, but it just seems like it's all over the joint. And I think they just need to they need to clean house and start over, bro. Like, and by clean house, I mean the owner as well. And he said that ACL tear was supposed to be bad, right? ACLs though, like you can have bad ACLs, ACL tears, but with technology now, like you're seeing guys coming back in 6 months, right? I think, and I talked about this in the last show. When you tear an ACL or you tear that hamstring, then you get to a point where you kind of start doubting yourself, man, because you're like, will this go again? You know, will it happen? I think that's the biggest thing. They can repair your knee. They can get you back, you know, it won't be the same, but they can get you back to, you know, a good level. But it's the mental part that I kind of worry about with ACL tests, you know, in top rate athletes. It's the mental part. It's kind of coming back from, you know, tearing that knee and being the player that got you drafted or being the player that got you in the consideration. And when you tear that knee is crazy, bro. Knee is one of those things that it's always like, you know, you can tear your arm, you can break your leg, you know, but once that knee goes, especially if you're a player that relies on cuts, like wide receivers, like you know, running backs, or a player that relies on digging into the ground to make, you know, things happen, like cornerbacks, safeties. Once them ACLs, bro, you start second guessing yourself. And in the NFL, if you're a step slow, you're done for. So, yeah. And he said he's a corner, yeah, bro. So digging that hill, you know, flipping them hips, going up, you know, cutting with the wide receiver. It's something that's gonna be in the back of your mind, bro. It's something that's gonna be in the back of your mind. So I'm hoping the best, you know, because I never want to see a player's, you know, career be cut short because of injury, especially before it gets started. But it depends on how well he recovers and how well that mentality is, to be fair. It said worst thing about it is he has great underlying attributes. You never know, man. And it's the thing. I just hope that the biggest thing that I hope, right, with any player, because I've seen it as a Dolphins fan, you have to let these guys recover, right? You can't rush them. I know you're paying them an exorbitant amount, and if you're drafting a guy, especially if you draft him in the first 3 rounds, you're expecting him to come in and contribute to the club. Like, and one thing I would say, like the Dolphins, if you're drafting high, I mean you ain't good, bro, and you're trying to change them fortunes. So I think, like, and it's the same thing I think about with my teams. Like, it's Rome isn't built in a day, and you're rarely gonna get a player that comes in and turns their franchise around like this. It happens, but it's mostly because you drafted well. You've gotten some guys with free agency who can plug the holes that you need and go, right? But some teams just think that, oh, I got this great player. Let's rush him back because we got to sell jerseys. We got to get him on the pitch. We got to help him win because we're tired of losing. And it shouldn't be that way. You don't have relegation, so you're still going to be in the league regardless. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be there regardless. So I think it's okay for you to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, allow these guys to recover. Big up, Brian. He said, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, and we had the #1 draft pick before last season, got Cam Ward quarterback, and we're still rubbish. Tennessee, in my opinion, messed up when they got rid of Vrabel. When they got rid of Vrabel, then they messed up. Which I don't understand getting rid of Vrabel anyway. I don't understand why they did that, but the Patriots thanked him all the way to the Super Bowl. With Tennessee, Cam Ward's a good quarterback, man. And I know you've seen it, Brian. Cam Ward is a good quarterback. You just got to get that boy some offensive line help. And from what I've seen, you got to get him some receivers that can catch. I've seen Cam Ward make some great throws, and his receivers dropping easy passes. Like, you got to get him some help, bro. Cam Ward will get you guys into the playoffs. But he needs the structure. He needs the help. You can't just leave him out there and hope that he flies, bro. He's going to drown. He's going to drown. So, yeah, bro, you got to get that man some help. You got to give him some O-line help and some receivers that can catch. But I think getting rid of Vrabel, because Vrabel shored you up defensively, and he just needed some help with the offense, which this new coach is still probably going to need. I mean, he probably needs the same thing. So, Tennessee Titans are a couple years probably from contending. But if you stick with Cam Ward and you put weapons around him, he'll get you there. That's just my opinion. And Revolution says you get better draft picks for being worse, don't you? Yes. Like, the worse you are, the better your draft stock is, unless you traded that away and then you just help some other team and you're still rubbish. So I think the Dolphins, out of the 32 teams, the Dolphins picked 11th. So we were trash. But yeah, letting go of Ruben Bain sucked, but I mean, he came back to Florida anyway, so I'm cool with that. But yeah, it's the draft is what it is, man. As a Dolphins fan, it is what it is. I think it's excitement, but as a Dolphins fan, for me, the last couple of drafts, like, you draft a good player and then we see him leave in a few years. Like, Jalen Phillips ain't there no more. Who else did we get rid of? You know, we drafted Jalen Waddle. You know, we drafted Jalen Waddle. He's not there anymore. Tua's gone. So, like, we're drafting these players that stick around for 4 or 5 years and then we're getting rid of them. So, yeah. Brian said I was fuming when we sacked Mike Vrabel. I just don't understand it, Brian. I don't understand it. Like, you're trying to build something, but it's not like Tennessee are winners. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, and that's, I mean that respectfully as possible, right? It's not like Tennessee have a history that the New England Patriots have, or the New York Giants. Like, it's not like they've been in Super Bowls, right? Tennessee has been in a couple Super Bowls, but they're few and far between. Like, bro, why not let this guy actually build what he's getting? It's let him get 5 years and to build something. Now you've let him go to pretty much kind of a ready-made team in New England, like, who have they have the structure there, you know what I'm saying, to compete. They got to Super Bowl. Do I think that New England was that great? I don't. But Vrabel has something that he got them playing better than they are, right? And I think he could have done that for Tennessee. But no, you bend them for what? To still be picking high. It's weird, bro. But, I mean, impatient owners, man, and owners who don't really know about football. It's the same thing with the Dolphins. Like, Stephen Ross, not a football guy. He's a businessman, good businessman, but not a football guy. And this is why we overpaid Tua. But if you have anybody who knows football, You don't overpay a guy, a quarterback who hasn't gotten you to the playoff, hasn't won in the playoff, and who's injury prone. Why? Why would you do that? Now we got $99 million of dead cap space, and this new regime has less to work with because somebody gave a concussion-prone quarterback who wasn't that great, not that great a thrower of the football, an inflated contract. And now he's in Atlanta chilling. Crazy, bro. Revolutionary said, my Cowboys picked up a lot of defense, to be fair. 3 corners and 2 edges. Yeah, man. Trying to make up for that Michael Parsons effect, man. It sucks, but yeah, I mean, you know, Demarcus Lawrence is gone. Michael Parsons is gone. Like, you got to retool on that defense. The Cowboys always been very good defense. Even my best player went there. But your biggest problem is Dak Prescott, in my opinion. Inconsistio, big up. He says, congratulations in it. Yep. Thank you so much, Inconsistent Tino, for stopping by. Subscribe to Brenny. Yep, please do. Big up Quadra. And Inconsistent Tino said Sevilla got some fire kits. How often do you watch La Liga or La Liga 2? I watch Sevilla more often now. Then they're in a relegation battle, and it seems like I'm gonna be watching La Liga 2 a lot next season because it looks like they get relegated. But the good thing is, not the good thing, but you know, the thing is, if they get relegated, I'll probably be able to watch them more frequently because they won't be in Europe. They'll probably be on Saturdays they play, and then I can watch Arsenal and then watch them. So yeah, but next season I do want to start doing Sevilla watch-alongs. I do want to do those. And Revolutionary Pot said Deion Sanders. Yeah, the Cowboys always been defensively great. So yeah, it's kind of their identity to be defensive. Their issue is they got a quarterback who plays so good in the regular season, and then in the postseason, he forgets how to be a quarterback. He forgets how to be a good player. So they need a quarterback who can get over the hump. So that's what they need. But also the Cowboys' biggest issue, right? And I say this as the son of a Cowboys fan, and someone who's kind of aware of what's going on with the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is the Cowboys' biggest issue. Jerry Jones needs to allow someone who knows football to get in there and have a say. Because Jerry Jones is very emotional with his picks. He does what he feels like, and it's just kind of like broski. You need something else, and you picking this. You know, overpaying Mike. I mean, he paid a lot for Mike, and he said he paid a lot for Micah. But you know, you just need someone who. You need someone who knows football, man. And when you have a guy who's not really that great at, like, you know, knowing the scouting reports and building the team, and he's the owner and GM, it's like he's holding you guys back. He needs to let some of that go, bro. He needs to be the owner with some input, but let the football guys do football things. Because once that happens, I think the Cowboys will be a force. Everybody's team. Everybody wants to put on the star. People like Dallas, Arlington, where it is, you know, that team still has weight. The Dallas Cowboys still mean something, but Jerry Jones has to get out his own way. And when that happens, then it'll be all right. And like I said to Brian, man, the problem is a lot of these owners aren't football people. You know, I look at the Colts and Mrs. Irsay, and she knows football. She's getting football, and she's got a headset. People are like, oh, she's doing so much. I disagree. She knows football, and she's making sure that the people she's paying are putting forth a good product. Because it's great that your business is going. You can't get relegated. You're selling jerseys, but fans want to see success. And owners talk trash to you. You know they do. So you don't want to go to the owners meeting and you talking about you getting diss track. It's embarrassing for them. They billionaires. They don't like looking stupid. So she's going in there and she's making sure her product is the top tier. She's making sure her product is something. And I respect that a lot more than, an owner who doesn't really know football and puts like the Dolphins, bro. How did Greer stay in a job for so long? How did you allow a guy to, like I said, he should have been sacked just for giving Tua more money to begin with. He's concussion prone. He's injury prone. Let's pay him one of the top contracts in the NFL. For what? For him not to play? It was dumb, bro. And we did it. And now we've scuppered our chances for the next couple years because we gave this dude a contract and now we ain't even there. It's weird, bro. But then I look at other franchises that are well run. The Seahawks, even Pittsburgh. They don't sack their head coaches, but they give them everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the Patriots. Like you look at some of those teams who have a consistency with winning. The Ravens. The 49ers. Like history of being great. And then you look at the Dolphins, the Browns, the Bengals now. The Titans. Like teams where you're just like, bro, like the Bengals. Bro, you've got one of the best receivers and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Y'all still can't win. The Browns, bro, you had like 19 quarterbacks since 2000, bro. 19 quarterbacks. Like at some point, you got to realize that you're the problem. You're the reason you can't win because you keep drafting people based on feelings. Revolutionary say, yep, totally agree. And he says listen, Gianni, my guy Gianni talks Calcio TV, right? Gianni is from Chicago. Gianni is a Bears fan. If you ask Gianni about the Bears, he will give you at least a 30-minute rundown on how bad their owners are. How bad how bad their owners are. He cannot stand them. And I talk about my owner being bad. He says, nah, his owners, absolutely terrible. Penny pinchers, terrible owners. And you look at the Bears, bro, they're one of the pillars. The Bears, you look at the great teams, the Bears, the Packers. You look at like those teams like Lombardi, the 85, like you look at some of the greatest teams. And then you look at them now and it's like, bro, they suck. And this is the thing I say about, my team. The Dolphins were one of the greatest teams in the 70s, bro. We went undefeated and then followed up with another Super Bowl. And then we had one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever touch the turf. But guess what? We still talking about 50 years ago. We still ain't win nothing. And then I've watched the New England Patriots. Bro, when I was a kid, right? The late 90s, early 2000s, the Patriots sucked. They were the whipping boys. Bro, you play the Patriots, you was getting a win. I've watched the Patriots go from being, the gimme game to being one of the best franchises, if not the best franchise in the NFL. And this is what I say, and I know this. Listen, I know this is not an Arsenal show. This is not an Arsenal show. However, when I say things about Arsenal, I come from a place of feeling that. I come from a place of saying, like, Invincible is great. But in 20 years, nobody will care. Guess what? Going undefeated in the NFL is great. Nobody cares because we watched the Patriots overtake us. We watched the Steelers overtake us. We watched the 49ers overtake us. The Cowboys overtake us. And now nobody said, oh, the Dolphins were undefeated. Bro, them guys drinking champagne, and there's only like 3 of them left. The coach is out of there. Some of the best players, they out of there. They're Dunsky. They're not alive anymore. So I never want Arsenal to be that, man. This is why the standards need to be held high for any team. Why Brian will come in here and he'll say, you know, how he feels about Chelsea. Because if they don't win for 20 years, Liverpool, if they didn't win for 30 years, bro, people start forgetting how good you were. And you just become another team. The Dolphins are just another crap team. No one remembers the undefeated season. Jack says the Cowboys, yeah, bro, Jerry Jones. And Marino years weren't bad. Yeah, but I just remember the latter Marino years. I never saw that, you know, him getting to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. But, yeah, you know, I love football. I love sport, and that's why we talk about it. But, yeah, with the NFL, bro, I could talk about the NFL all day. Yeah. What I did want to show you guys, since you're in here, you've been watching, I did show it earlier, but the evolution of my logo, bro. The evolution of my logo, I wanted to show this. Because we started with this. We started with the paint logo, and I was making iPhone videos, and I thought this logo was amazing. And then I updated it. I said we needed to update. We need to get the star in there for Puerto Rico. And then I was like, this still looked like clip art. And then we have the new logo that you guys might have seen floating around here. But yeah, this is the new logo for Gooner Rican TV. It's gonna be the new permanent logo. And Jack says that's dope. ChatGPT, yeah. I use ChatGPT and Canva to kind of get my idea. So I'd have to like put bits of it together, you know, to kind of get what I wanted. But I wanted something that was transferable, something that people can see, and that represents me. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys see in the upper right hand corner, there's a kind of like a watermark logo that doesn't have the wording around it. It's just a star, the cannon, and the football with GR in the middle. And that's going to be like one that I have that I kind of watermark with, or if I'm coming on something, I need to stamp it. But I also wanted a logo that I can take and make into, like, I could put this on a football kit and then have Gooner Rican on the back, you know, as a football shirt if I want it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I want to do. But this is just to celebrate 500. So this is something. This is something that I wanted to do. And let me read Brian's comment. That's the problem with our NFL and football teams. Business people making sports decisions. 100%. 100%. We talked about that. You know, you have to have sports people making sports decisions because they know what that means to the fans and they know what that means to the trajectory of the club. When you have business people making sports decisions, it never works, in my opinion. But yeah, with the logo, you know, I remember Jack asked a question like a couple months ago. You know, I was talking about live streaming. I was talking about making changes. And he's like, what number do you have? My number was 500, Jack. That was the number that I had in my mind to, you know, start doing live streams, start working with people, start perfecting my image. So all of this has always been in the works. All of this has always been something that I wanted to do. I just wanted to hit the 500 milestone because it's the first YouTube milestone. You know, 500 is the first YouTube milestone. And I wanted to, once I hit 500, and I still haven't, you know, I still don't have super chats and all that stuff. I still have watch hours to go, but I wanted to hit a number where I could say people want to watch me, people want to be a part of the channel, people want to be here, and people want to have a chat. And that number was 500. So everything that I've worked on this far was getting to hitting the 500 mark. And we've hit that. You know, I've now got StreamYard. I'm doing content with other creators. I've been on Dark Side. I've been on Shane's show. I've been on View's show. I've done Waffle Don Show, Tony Clyde TV. You know, I've done BBK Sports as well. I've been on so many kind of platforms, and I've only been on once for each. But it's every platform has given me, and every channel has given me kind of something I can work with, something that I can improve, something that I can make my channel better for you guys, because that's what I want. Like, and I say this, would I like to get monetized? Yeah, I would, but it's not my driving factor. It's not why I do this YouTube thing. I like having a chat about my sports. I like having a chat about my teams. And I like talking to people like-minded, even if we don't share the same team, even if we don't share the same region, even if we don't share, you know, the same ideas of how we follow our teams or whatnot. I like the conversation. I like the debate. So 500 was it. We got here. We got the cake for prom. You know, we got the convo, and thank you so much to you guys, bro. Thank you so much for sitting here listening to me waffle, but talking back to me. It's so much easier when people have conversations. And Pito says fire emojis. Jack says sweet. He said, if you ever do a moving image, have the cannon shoot out the soccer ball. That's coming up next. I realized that I probably have to do a new introduction intro video, and a new backup video. It's something that I'm working on. It's a work in progress. I didn't expect to get to 500 this quickly. So I spent a lot of time working on the logo, and working on the channel ideas. You know, if you guys see, like, the background of my channel has changed. I've changed some of the words and how things are described. You know, I've put the logo on certain things. I've changed, like, my Instagram. I've changed my TikTok. I've changed my X. Yeah, I've done a lot of changing. I still got a lot to go. But you know, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. And I couldn't have made it this far without you guys. So I appreciate you. Brian says the logo is lit. Jack says, I remember the convo. I'm glad you do. You've helped out a lot. And the community's given me a lot of great ideas, man. Like, you know, reading this one. You know, we will be doing that in the next couple weeks, hopefully. The thing that I'm waiting on with the book thing is I have a holiday plan at the end of the month. So I do want to start the book club. But with Arsenal kind of in a title race, and still in the Champions League, I've been focusing on that. It's taking up a lot of my time trying to put out videos regardless of that. But once everything slows down, we will talk about Arsenal, bro. We will do the book. So I really want to read with you guys, and I really want to learn. Jack says now you can invite them here as well. Yeah, I got plans, man. I got plans. You know, I'm gonna start reaching out to people about coming on. I really want a couple of guys who allowed me a chance to come on. So I want to have a conversation with Views and BBK and Shane when they have time. Because some guys, to me, bro, whatever they say, you know, however people may feel about them, I only judge people based on their interaction with me. Unless I see them doing scumbag behavior, and then I do judge them. But I don't like to hear the hearsay or he said, she said thing. I don't like it. And those guys, personally, to me, they treated me with the utmost respect. They allowed me an opportunity to come on their platform. They allowed me an opportunity to have my say. And, you know, Views shares my stuff out. Shane will comment on my stuff. You know, BBK will comment on my stuff. Waffle Don, you know, he'll be out there. So I got time for those guys. Whatever they got between each other is their thing. But when they interact with me, I have time for all of them. So yeah, unless you've done me dirty, I don't like to judge people based on what other people have said. That's just my thing. That's just how I live my life. So yeah. Jack said the Waffle Don, aka the Kid King. Yeah, man, I got so many kids, bro. And Jack said, "Take your time. Book club will happen when it needs to." Yeah, man. I don't rush things. I don't rush things, but I really want to, bro. I really want to read and have interactions because that's the enjoyment I get. Right? I don't enjoy coming on here and being irate about Arsenal, and part of that is, you know, how we've been and how we've fallen short. And it's you guys know it's physically exhausting and it's emotionally exhausting. I want to get on here and have, you know, good conversation and hear people's stories and hear people's experience. That's what I love. That's what I love about doing YouTube. That's what I love about the channel. And yeah, man, that's the greatest thing about doing this is hearing experiences and just finding something new. Like we had a whole conversation today about food, sharks, you know, animals, and that's what the Waffle House is. It's just a place for us to have a chat about things that aren't stressful. That's why I don't want any kind of beef in here. None of that stuff, bro. I want it to be a place where we can chill. You can have banter. You can banter all you want, but nah, man, leave the beef outside the Waffle House, right? But yeah. Thanks. It's been 3 hours. I'm gonna shut up shop because it is now 12:30 in the morning or 12:30 at night, if you will, whichever one. And I've still got to put my jerseys away, the ones that I showed you. I got to fold them up before my wife gets back in the room. And I got to put my books away as well now because I've taken them out. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much for enjoying the stream. Big up Revolutionary, big up Jack, big up Pito, big up Brian. Who else stopped by here? AFC always. Jack as well. I probably said Jack already, but everybody who stopped by, View stopped by as well. Brittany stopped by. Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And I hope that you guys keep coming back, man. And like I said, I'm gonna have the channel be more interactive. I've got so many ideas. There's so many things I want to do, so many things I want to talk about, so many things I want to try. And I can only do that with your guys' help. Like, you know, I appreciate it. And that's why I do the Waffle House, because I can get ideas. You know, the book club came from an idea from the Waffle House chat. It was born in the Waffle House. You know, why don't you try this? You know, do you like this? Do you like this? And if I can help you guys, you know, think a different way, you guys help me think a different way, then that's what it's for, man. So I appreciate it. What's coming up next? Because that's how I like to end the Waffle House. Tomorrow I'll probably be, if he has it, I'll probably be on Waffle Nine's channel for a little bit, but I don't want to stay on because I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. And then I got work on Tuesday, which I know is gonna be busy. Tuesday night, I will be at the Emirates. I will be at the Champions League semifinal. Home leg, I will be there. I'm gassed for that. I'm leaving work early for that as well. So I'm super gassed. Wednesday, I'll probably do the review show. Thursday, Friday. I'm pretty sure we got another match at the weekend, so I'll probably do that. And then next Sunday, I'll probably do a Waffle House as well. It'll probably be a little bit earlier because I would say I got work the next day. Only doing this one late and so long because we have the bank holiday. But yeah, that's what I got coming up. Once we know what Arsenal's fate is, then I do want to get into the book club. I also want to finish sober before I start the book club, because I feel like it'll just hurt my brain, like saying both things. I want to read about Tony Adams and then come into the book club. But yes, as I said, we will be starting the book club with Fever Pitch. This is the Arsenal book. I'll look on how to break it up, because I doubt we're gonna read the whole thing in one go. I think there's like, I think he breaks it up into like years, so like 1976 to whatever. So maybe we just read the ones we'll read through a decade, maybe, if that's how it is. We'll read through a decade, and then we'll have a discussion with it, guys. So make sure you're watching out for the Gooner Rican Book Club. What else? The end of season is coming, so we're gonna see a lot more shows. The ammo check will probably be coming out after the season just to talk about it. Transfer Tango will be back. If you guys looked at my pre-match videos, we'll do the Transfer Tango, which is kind of like, you know, the daily show, but I don't do daily show on transfers. I don't see the point. I don't want to sit here and talk about ifs and buts or maybes. I usually do 1 week show to say this is who we're linked with. This is how plausible it is. I might bring back Kappa Cooking, you know, where I just read like people's thoughts and kind of the media stuff and determine whether or not I think it's, you know, either it's a good thing or it's cap. But yeah, I got a lot of good ideas for shows and things I'm gonna bring back in the summer when I have more time. But like I said, after the season, I already have a vacation plan. My wife wants me to go away because this last season, doing the YouTube, doing the Arsenal, going to games, it's been very taxing, and I just want a week where I'm not thinking about football or doing any of that. So that's what I'll be doing at the end of the month. And then we will start up all of the summer shows. Back into the comments. Big up Revolution. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Big up Pito. Big up Gooner Rican. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too, Pito. Always like my compatriots in the chat. Bless up everyone. Big up Brian. Thanks for the stream. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Brian, the Chelsea fan. You know, it's great to have support from people who don't support Arsenal. We have had Man United fans, Chelsea fans. It's a safe space. You can come over here and you can talk about your team. As I said, Brian, Jose Mourinho book, I do have on the docket to talk about. So I do want you in there if you're still in here. When we read that Jose Mourinho book, I definitely want you here so we can discuss how you viewed whatever he was saying when it pertains to Chelsea and his time there as well. So I would like you in the chat as well. Jack says, conserve your energy. Definitely got to with Arsenal, man. Stressful. And Revolutionary says, fever pitch is a good read, to be fair. It is. I read it before, but we're just going to read it again and talk about it. So with that, man, I'm leaving. I'm going to go to sleep. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I'll end this one how I end every Waffle House, how I end every show. I hope that everything you want to happen happens. I hope all the good things that you want to happen happens to you. I hope that all the negative things and all things you don't want to happen leave you. I hope you get rid of them. And most of all, I hope you enjoyed the show. But I hope you also return to Gooner Rican TV, to the Waffle House. You return to have conversation. You return to have a good job, a good time, a good experience. And I will see you on the next live stream. Take it easy. Have a good one. And be the best you can be. That's all I can say. Y'all have a good one. Good night, everyone.